Previously, on Rise of the Runelords, our intrepid quintet of sentient warriors becomes a sextet when a brief island layover to rest the rock turns into a raucous reunion. Gendrick, an old friend of Icky's, along with a small eldritch cannon that looks absolutely nothing like the trademarked visage of a certain famous blue droid from a galaxy far, far away, not only gave them a night's shelter but also opted to leave the comfort and boredom of his almost certainly explosive island lab for the exciting and blood-drenched life of a Sandpointian hero. As a Fire Gensai artificer, Gendrick received the following: genuine excitement and additional battle mayhem from Sinishi, muted horror and intense distrust from the fire-avoidant Geisen, particularly at the thought of sharing travel space on Dwayne with a heavy droid that probably won't explode. Genial welcome and threats of violence in the case of betrayal from Tarnan. Genial welcome and promise of death in case of betrayal from Grelda. Happiness and welcome from Icky, overshadowed by his understandable stress about violating his banishment and returning to Ravenrake Island. A single paper messenger bird was folded up and sent along the way to the Aurakokra village to warn them, and our newly expanded group then boarded Dwayne for the final leg of their journey into the cave where Icky had previously watched his friends rip each other limb from limb. The party was surprised to find that where once stood a pool filled with angry water, now instead was an empty pool with a stairway spiraling down into the darkness. Gathering themselves, the party begins the long descent, hoping to find the scales before the ascended. Today, the adventure continues.
Alright, so when we stopped last time, you'd just gotten to the bottom of the spiral staircase that came from the empty pool. And I will... So, as you... Oh, that's not... there we go. Alright, the workmanship of the tunnels is distinctly different than that of the cave and the stairwell that brought you here, as the gradual change from natural cavern to worked stone is finally complete. Where the walls meet, hard angles have been polished away to smooth but tight arcs. The smooth ceiling sits 20 feet above your heads. The air has a stale quality to it, as though it has been undisturbed for a very long time. And I don't know who... Let's see. What order you want to go in? Usually when we do dungeon exploration, I usually just use Alvander's character as the party to start with.
Yeah.
Yes?
Remind me how to turn the music down so that I can hear you.
If you right-click the stream, you should have a volume option. And you can turn just that particular... Like, you can turn each individual's... That's correct, right?
Should be, yeah.
Yeah. You should have like a user volume or a stream volume, and you should be able to turn...
Stream volume is down to 0, stream volume is muted, and all I hear is lots of music.
Oh. In that case...
Lots of music. I'm not sure where that would be.
Or maybe it's...
Because if I mute the stream, I don't hear any music.
Alright,
and it's quiet when there is music.
Alright, just try muting the stream bill and see if the music stops.
No.
No?
When you say muting the stream, come on.
Otherwise, I can just... Let me... Sorry, I'm getting used to... Alright, let me try...
There, that's a lot better.
Just turn
You
the
guys
stream.
still
I
hear it?
gotta...
Yeah,
I'm
I
used
can
to
hear
you.
you.
I'm used to you streaming, so I gotta remember I gotta mess with the volume in multiple places.
The volume was good for everybody else, and Bill just said
Never mind, just go back to it. I'll just,
it's good.
This is good. Alright, so you sit at the everybody stands at the bottom of the stairwell. In front of you, you have a very worked hallway, a cavern that you can tell is not natural formation. Like I said, it has been. The walls and the ceiling are extremely smooth. What would everybody like to do?
Icky will just just not really aware of anybody else or anything much else. Kind of stumble forward just to the nearest wall and touch it. And I guess just kind of like I'll do a perception check to just kind of like see, try to like take in everything, because like as long as I've known, this has just been a pool full of water, man. There's not been a dank dungeon down here. What the fuck?
Dank?
And I'm gonna say Gendrick is, because he's new to the group, he's basically looking at Geisen viewing through the owl, and I believe Grelda was assisting him, and I'm just kind of watching that go down. I might have the bot under my arm as I look, but otherwise I'm just kind of distracted and not really doing much of anything.
Have you put your bot back together yet since the travels?
He was upstairs with us, and then we kind of carried him downstairs. But I think we're just still kind of holding him because there's not a lot of room down here.
All right. So what'd you get for your perception check?
14.
14. So what are you? Just what you see, what you hear.
Mostly, I like the makings of the wall, and then anything that I could, I guess, would hear in the meantime. But kind of focusing on the wall, like just focusing on the wall right now.
The wall is cool to the touch, and again, extremely smooth.
Mm-hmm.
You don't notice much other than that on the wall itself. You, as you strain your ears to listen, you do notice an almost imperceptible, very low, like thrumming sound that you can almost feel more than you can hear.
Okay. Is it just kind of a rhythmic thrumming?
It's like continuous.
Okay.
It's like I don't want to call it a buzzing, but it's like a continuous thrum that, again, it seems to be so low that you can almost hear it, but you can definitely just feel that very slight vibration. That if you weren't paying attention and you were doing something else, you would probably not notice. But since you're kind of focused on it, that's the only reason you can really tell.
Just be tell the party like this place feels weird. There's I can't put my claw on it, but there's just
You can't cook claw?
I cannot put my claw on it. No. There's just something I feel deep. It's not right here. It's one per character, right?
Yep.
Yes, and suggest do we want to send Ollivander to scout a little bit?
Would you like to pick your own?
Is Bill still there?
Bill?
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
I
Yes.
can hear you.
Just can't see you.
Okay. I didn't go anywhere.
Oh, there you are. There you
Hey.
are. Now we see you.
Alright, cool.
All right. So, Ollivander.
Do a quick one to let folks know what.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
All right. So we've got
Are
Scott.
the inspiration cards?
Here, can I get that one real quick? I'm just going to take a picture of it and send them to Discord, so that folks don't have to remember. Can I see your card real quick?
Oh,
They're like party cards.
Yeah, they're party use.
I thought like the microphone or.
Oh.
No.
Yeah.
So we've got skeleton key, sleight of hand advantage, inspiration, so just flat d20, or advantage, block attack. You can use it as a reaction to increase AC or save by amount equal to your proficiency for an attack. Used before damage is given. United we stand. For the duration of the encounter, you and an ally within 10 feet do not grant advantage. Oh, you son of a brightness.
That's always my problem when I do that.
There. Siege initiative. You and all allies may add your proficiency bonus to your initiative attack and damage for the first turn. Damn.
Wait, what was that one again?
Seize initiative.
A little.
Seize initiative. You and all allies may add your proficiency bonus to your initiative, attack, and damage for the first turn. That sounds sick.
Maybe I need to take that one out.
And then last is healing surge. You can spend a hit die and treat the roll as maximum. I'll be sharing those to Discord momentarily.
All right, so now that's sorted out. The last thing that was said, Geisen mentioned Ollivander scouting ahead.
Or, if you prefer, I could go ahead. Ollivander can perch on my shoulder, and Geisen can quietly let everyone else know what I see and what I say. So I can whisper to Ollivander, Ollivander would hear it.
Well, and Ollivander will be able to see too, right? So.
Yes, and then you would be able to report back to the party, since you would see and hear everything.
Let's do it.
Okay. First roll of the night. That counts. The dice hate me. Oh, I hate the dice. I mean, hail. All hail the dice. I'm
All right.
sneaking. I think I'm invisible.
And what role makes you think that?
Huh?
You think you're
Oh, you
invisible?
didn't see it on. You didn't see it in D&D Beyond?
I don't have it up right now.
No worries, brother.
I
I'll
have-
just tell you, and
Yeah.
everyone else can back it up for me. It is a 16.
16? All right. How far forward? Let's see. How far forward would you like to go?
When I get to the fork in the road, I will pause for a moment and listen. Do I hear anything or determine any
Let's
difference,
see.
one side or the other in light? Yeah, move me forward like 15, 20, 25 feet maybe from Ollivander's location.
I am one. Trying to figure out why you can't. There we go. Gotta click off.
Hey, there I am.
There you is.
So when I get there, I take it I can see down the hallway to myself.
Yes. The door is actually closed. I don't know why it's open. Like a bitch. But anyway, okay, so a pair of double doors stand at the southern wall of this hallway. The floor is made of glossy, polished black and gray marble. To the east, a long hallway that ends in a cave-in that seems to have happened a long time ago. Now, you can tell the hallway would keep going, but it abruptly stops and there is just a pile of rubble. An odd sound, almost like a slow thrumming that you can feel as much as hear, seems to be emanating from all around you, and when you focus on it, it almost seems to vanish.
I'm so glad I
Again,
percepted that.
Almost seems to what?
Almost seems to disappear. Like you focus on it, it almost seems to go away. It's one of those. It's not. it's not something you can hold on to. It almost seems to go away, and then you can feel it again. It's an odd sensation. And let me see, Geisen, Tarnin, Sanishi, and Gendrick. You all, as the thrumming continues, even those of you standing at the beginning of the hallway, the longer the thrumming goes on, you just feel off. Like you feel that something about your being is just not as you would expect. Can't place it, can't put your finger on it. Something just seems off. But just for you guys, Grelda and Icky don't notice anything.
Would there be any way that... Go ahead.
Geisen tries to use prestidigitation to just do make a little effect in his hand. He just wants to check to make sure magic is working after his previous experience.
Alright, I need you to roll a d20 for me.
That's not usually how prestidigitation works.
Yeah,
Isn't it though?
12.
12? Alright, what do you try to do with it?
I'm just trying to make like a little image in my hand, just something I can see to know that the magic is working.
Alright, it seems to work fine.
It's a strange answer, but okay.
That fucking twinkle.
Seems to work fine.
I don't twinkle. I don't know what you're talking about.
Your eye does.
In the double door to the south, Bill, it is closed.
Hey, Geisen, ask Brelda if she can determine how far caving goes. I don't know if she's really good with stone and whatnot. If she can, have Ollivander peck once, gently peck once on my head for no, and peck twice for yes.
Is there any reason you're not just using message?
Fine. I mean, let's just use magic everywhere we go.
I do think you've had enough bad experiences with Grelda and Message that maybe you could take this route.
Well, he could still message me though if he's concerned about you.
Anyway, what Tarnin did was say that quietly to Ollivander, who you would hear through, so you know what I said. And your options right now are to respond with one peck or two pecks.
I relay that to Grelda.
I can do history, but I can't do anything really beyond that. Let me double check something before you answer that.
Don't you have like stone cunning or something?
That's the one that only does history, but I also have the one that lets me. It'll take me 10 minutes if I can do the other one. No, not that one. No matter how much I think I've like looked at this and know where things are, I never manage to find them in time.
I agree.
Spells? Commune with nature? Terrain? I guess terrain would count. Location of... Let's see, so there should be a negative for being underground. I can only see up to 300 feet, and it would take me 10 minutes to determine whether or not it goes that far. 11 minutes, excuse me. Goodness, that's very specific.
That sounds like a yes to me.
I was gonna say, I mean...
Peck, have Ollivander peck 3 times and just confuse the hell out of Tarnin.
Yeah, it would be hard to turn that into 1 or 2 pecks, so instead I just cast message and relate to him that way.
Alright, you cast message, roll a d20 for me.
Every time I roll, or I do something, I gotta roll.
Because no one else is actually using magic right now.
10.
10? Alright. Speak your message.
I reply, what happened to yes or no? Fine.
A little more complicated.
Too long. We'll try something else. I continue to the south.
All right. You continue south, and you do come to a pair of flat stone double doors that are closed to you. You do notice a very faint carving of a sahedron on both of them. It doesn't really go very deep. It's more of a surface carving. It's not something you need the keys for.
Leaving my thin leather gloves on, I will inspect for traps and determine if I can find if there is a locking mechanism or how to easily open the door.
Give me an investigation check.
Investigation. The dice fucking hit me. It's a 5.
5? The door seems
You shake
fine.
your head with-
The door seems fine. And as for opening it, you do notice, looking at the edges, the door seems that it would swing inward.
I'd like to. I kind of want to do a quick self check, real quick, on
Sure.
my character. You described it as like a thrumming noise. Something's off about it. I'd kind of like to use my background to see if that is relatable or familiar in any sort of magically enhanced device or machinery or something along those lines.
Your background? What is the?
I would say just
What is the part of your background that you would want?
just in the nature of like art, being an artificer, enhancing metal
Yeah.
to do things. Let's say it's a long shot, but I just want to see
Why-
if I get a vibe.
Why don't you give me an Arcana check? Yeah. So a D20 plus whatever your
Yeah, I'm
modifier
just
would be.
28.
28. You get the closest you're able to place to something like this is like an anti-magic field. But it's not the same. It's definitely distinctly different. Just the general thrumming and vibrations you get from being inside of an anti-magic field. You know what that feels like. You know what it feels like to not be able to cast spells, and just how you can just feel the sensation. And it's along that lines, but it's absolutely not. But that's the closest that you can come to.
And I'm just going to exclaim, like, there's something off about the magic in this room. I can't quite place my finger on it, but something feels off, and maybe I note that or nod to my fellow spellcasters while I make that note.
I agree. Every time I cast a spell, I feel like there's something weird happening under the covers that I can't see.
I feel dice rolling in my brain.
Oh,
Natrum.
somewhere Jill's
Doesn't
like
want to come
rolling.
join me before I push the door open, or
She's
should
not
I
here to experience that.
press my luck? I whisper to Ollivander.
Yeah, I guess we will as well. I relayed to the group that you're at the doors and that you're going to try to open them, and we move towards you, but well, I guess I shouldn't be in the front anyway. Who wants to be in the front?
Icky will be in the front.
Since Jason is doing the Ollivander thing, we're probably going to do the same thing that we usually do, where you have your hand on my shoulder and we're at the back.
I have a light thing thanks to my.
Oh, that's right. You have the See in the Dark eye patch.
Yes.
It's not a See in the Dark eye patch, but
The eye patch can see in the dark.
It should have dark vision, I believe. It's an embedded spell, and you can use it 10 times.
Oh crap! My
there we go.
notes are over on this computer.
Nah. How many computers do you need? No, okay. Alright, so I have up on the screen is kind of the order that I have you in. Guys in Ollivander, Icky behind.
I feel like Sanishi's usually more second in line.
Yeah,
There we go.
Sanishi would be if not right ahead of Icky, like right behind. I'd almost think that in this situation, Icky would be pretty. Oh, I don't know. Torn between eager and reticent, I guess. That works.
So something along those lines.
Sure.
All right, and then since Tarnin is at the door, how far back does everybody else want to be? Because you said you're following, but you're not right behind him, so I just need to know the distance. If you're gonna be specific,
so
I'm gonna be specific.
Yeah. If
What the fuck?
oh God!
There's a thing there.
If not told otherwise, Icky would be following no more than 15 feet behind.
Okay.
It's a pretty safe distance for a potential blast radius, I feel. It's good.
Thanks, Lee.
Just saying.
Geralda's gonna be as close behind Sanishi as possible.
And we'll do that. There you go. Alright, so
Since
you...
we're joining Biden, I'm just gonna summon Ollivander back to me.
Okay. He vanishes from Tarnin's shoulder.
Poof, without warning, he just disappears off my shoulder.
If he's summoning you
Well,
back.
he gives you a little peck, and
Oh.
then he disappears.
So, no. And then vanishes.
Okay, I peck on the cheek.
Damn it, I knew that was going to get me eventually.
So now I need a picture of Ollivander kissing Tarnin on the cheek.
No.
Yum, 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 yum.
Tammy, if you draw that, please make sure Tarnin looks confused.
How else would she draw Tarnin looking?
Here. Alright, so Ollivander pops back onto Geison's shoulder. And Tarnin is at the door.
Creep
Alone.
into the room.
Alright.
As I move about 15 feet behind me, I just start creeping in.
Alright, so give me a... If you're going to try to stealthily open the door, give me a stealth check.
Ew, not a sleight of hand, huh?
No. Because you're trying to be...
Okay,
I'm still gonna consider that stealthing.
Okay. Oh, God, something more than single digits from the dice. 21.
21? Alright. Then as you put your hands right on the middle crease of the door and you start to push them open, and they don't make a sound. They move very easily. It takes hardly any pressure. And you begin to push them open, and as you see inside...
Burn alive. No.
Let's see there. You see ruins are carved in bands along the walls of this chamber, which is unnervingly lit by a glow from the slow burning flames in a shallow fire pit in the center of the room. The sides of the fire pit are emblazoned with etchings of a 7-pointed star that seem to match the pulsing light of the fire. You can smell the smoke rising from the flames, the scent taking you back to any number of firesides you've sat by in your life. But the smoke seems to vanish as it reaches the ceiling of the room. And that's all you can see from where you're at.
Hey, Dyson.
Are you messaging? Or whispering?
Well, I'm sorry, they're 15 feet behind me. I didn't think I need to yell, but...
No,
So
but if you're whispering,
whispering,
I would say they wouldn't be able to hear you. If you're talking normally, that's different.
Okay, so I've gone about 10 feet into the room.
Alright, let me move you 10 feet into the room. And you do see that east, there is a hallway that seems to continue into another room.
Ollivander's no longer on my shoulders, so I message Dyson.
Alright, before you message, roll a d20 for me.
Shit. How do I do without... I'm
There's
just gonna roll a...
Left corner.
Yeah, there's a die in the lower left-hand corner.
And you can pick what die and how many of them you would like to roll.
Roll it. Roll it. Sure, I said.
2.
I got it. 2.
Get these bad rolls out of the way. All right. What would you like your message to be?
Well, I wanted it to say, something's weird about the smoke going up to the ceiling. It seems to disappear. There's a hallway to the right. I'm gonna check it out. Why don't you come down and check this? Oh, too many orders.
I mean, once you open the door and walk in anyway, we could probably just join you.
Yeah, I mean, like if he's like 10 feet in the room, he'd be right behind, and as soon as he saw the fire, he'd kind of wander towards it.
All right. All right. Then Tarnid, you said you're going to go kind of along.
Heading east towards the hallway to check it out.
All right.
But before I actually get too far, I am going to I'm going to lock eyes with Geisen and point at the smoke and then look at the ceiling. And look at him like I'm confused. And then go east.
He's doing that, Geisen takes a closer look at the smoke.
All right. So as Geisen takes a closer look at the smoke, and Tarnin begins to move to the side. Everybody hears at the same time scraping sounds, stone scraping against stone. And you can see that there are 4 sections of the wall immediately below each of the braziers that are on the wall, north, south, east, and west. One of the stones under each of them near the ground begins moving back into the wall and then to the side. And as that happens, they leave large holes. And out of the holes, you see roll what first appears to be a rolling ball of metallic shield-like plates. And as it hits the ground, the shield, all of the little sections of metal on it begin twitching and expanding. And out of it come 4 very sharp legs that push the balls up. And then multiple 4, 5 metallic sharp arms open up and come out from each different section of it. And I need everybody to roll initiative for me.
9.
Fuck's sake, these dice suck.
There's a reason Tammy stopped using D&D Beyond. It did not like her.
I mean, tonight because I'm lazy, but I'm probably gonna regret it.
I'm really thinking I'm gonna go switch to real. I've rolled like 12 times tonight, and only one was over 9.
Alright, hold on a second. Bring these guys out, and then... there we go, it works. That's what they look like.
Oh. Have you seen a picture somewhere, Sean?
Are you looking at the stream?
I am.
Lower left-hand corner.
Yep, lower left-hand corner should be a little, pop out.
It's right there. Can't you see where I'm pointing? It's right there.
Hey, point one more time, Nate. Use the right finger. There you go. Oh, clearly, there it is.
Like a bronze kid.
Okay, it just updated and then everybody died and
Hold on.
quit.
There we go. Do you see it now?
Oh, the stream just died.
He must be super lagged for the stream.
Yeah, look it up.
Can I put a copy of a picture of it in Discord and you care?
Yeah. Oh. So it's still not working. Meh. Can anybody see it, or is the just stream in general lagged?
I see it, yep.
I can see it.
It's me. Must be. The 200 megs is just not.
Alright, well, here we go. Is your map moving, Bill?
No, I see there is nothing.
Well, that's going to make battle
I
tough.
got now I got the little squares going around the Discord. Please wait.
For the stream?
Yeah.
Correct. But hey, the music finally stopped. It's muted now.
Alright, well, hold on.
I don't think there's anything for you to do. It's his connection.
Yeah.
Everyone else is fine.
Alright, well, Bill, why don't you tell me what your initiative is, and then close Discord and reopen it.
7.
7?
I
Alright.
didn't ask.
Alright, then, Gendrick.
Are you asking for my initiative? Or?
Yes.
Okay, I got a 9.
9? Okay. Well, that's not what I wanted to do. 9. Geisen?
8.
Cat! Grelda?
16.
Let me see. Tony got 7. Icky?
20.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah.
And Sanishi.
21.
Alright, then let me...
So happy for Sanishi. She's been at the bottom of the initiative pool for so long.
Oh, she's excited. Trust me.
Just ask her. She'll tell you. Got a question.
Alright.
Does Discord work better as the app on the computer or as the web browser?
Usually as the app.
Okay, let's try that instead.
Alright, then... I want to also do it on here. Alright, let me, all of you, highlight. Alright, then this is going to be the annoying part. No. There we go. Alright. Give me a moment. 22.
Hey, the map just got up.
Nice. Alright, then Grelda's 16, Kendrick is 9. Nine, 8 and 7.
Apparently, Sanishi has an ability score improvement she hasn't spent yet.
I don't believe it.
I wonder what else she's not. She's shorting herself on.
Alright, yeah.
Oh my.
Get this out of the way. There we go. Alright, that is the combat order, so everybody can see it. Everybody should know who's coming. I like Foundry. Anyway,
Alright, so
Sanishi is up hoist.
Sanishi will run headlong, gleefully, right next to this spider thingamajigalogi.
Which one?
This guy in the middle of the room.
To the south?
Yeah, the south central.
And then it always shows where they started their turn at.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. Let me make sure there's nothing that I need to do. Yeah, so it's just attacking with her hand axes. That's what she do. All right, cool. So we're gonna do that.
All right.
Hey, cool. Good thing I got our good rolls out of the way. 18.
18. That just hits.
Sweet. 1d6 plus 5. Hey, a 6. Cool. So that is going to be 11 damage.
11 damage. All right.
And second hit coming at you. That's a miss. That is 17. If you said that 18 was just hit.
18 was just it.
All right.
All right. So as Sinishi barrels towards the round ball of twisted metal, her first axe comes down right on top of it, and it manages to like chink off. Like it hits the metal, and you hear the sound reverberate, and you see just a piece of metal kind of fly off, and she pulls back and just lets out a ha ha, and then the second one comes down, and one of the little metal parts just kind of carries it to the side.
Well, she's very frustrated at that parry, but does not seem to be anything else she can do at this time. Her turn will end.
Doesn't she have 2 attacks?
Second attack?
Does she? Was that not the second attack?
She has an axe in each hand. She has an attack, an offhand attack, and then she can attack again.
Okay. Thank you. I misread that. All right, cool. Then second attack. That one misses, and that one hits. The second one is 21.
She only gets one more attack.
Oh,
she got the original 2, and then a third one.
So then a
miss. All right. So then she comes down with her right hand again and lets out another blood-curdling scream. And it actually hits it, but it just kind of, since it's a ball, it kind of just skirts off the top of it and doesn't actually leave any lasting effect on it.
All right. So now she frustratingly ends her turn.
All right. Frustratedly. All right, then, Icky, you are up.
All right. Icky knows it's all about being in West Philadelphia, born and raised. So he's going to go to the playground on the west side to punch that one.
Nice. All right. 5, 10, 15. There?
Yup.
Yeah.
And for the first, if it matters, I'll do I'll go for fisticuffs rather than talons because this metal doesn't look fun to try to pierce damage through. It really seems more of a bludgeoning strike sort of thing.
All right.
So unarmed strike 24.
24 hits.
Woof. 6 damage.
Okay.
And the second claw comes out, but that's going to be a 13.
All right. So you come up to it, and you actually manage to, your first one, you manage to get your fist right in between a couple of the plates, and you can almost feel the gears against your knuckle as you pull it out. And the second one, you try to hit the same spot again, and the plates kind of close up, and your fist just bounces off of it.
Let me. Double check because I don't think it's worth using key to do more shit right now. That'll be it for my turn.
All right, then it is the creature's turn. So this one, the one to the north, will curl up into a ball and roll right next to Tarnin. And it will...
I disbelieve it fades away.
Oh, is that how this works? Alright, so it will make 2 arm blade attacks against Tarnin. And all right. So, what is your AC again, Bill?
Oh, it's huge. It's like 61. Or the other way around, like 16.
16? All right. So, the first one. Whoops. The first one misses, but the second one hits. And that is going to be. Alright, that is going to be 16 slashing damage. As two of its arms both shoot out at the same time, you manage to move aside on one, and it just. You see it slice your leather armor a little bit, but as you move away from that one, you move right into the other one, and it slices across your side. Then that one's turn is over. So it'll be the next one next to Sunishi. And that one is going to do one arm blade attack against her. What is Sunishi's AC?
Before you get too far,
Yes.
I would like to use my reaction. Now's a good time, or do you want me to wait until you later?
Does your reaction have to do with the attack that just hit?
Yes.
Then yeah, it would need to be. It would need to be now. If it gets too far, then it wouldn't. If it goes to the next
Let's do
turn.
it.
Okay.
Hellish Rebuke goes off.
All right. And that does
29 is the dice.
29 damage.
29 fires damage, yes.
Yeah. What level are you casting it at?
It's a warlock slot. It goes off at 3rd level. I don't have a choice.
Oh, it automatically goes off at 3rd level?
Yes, I have 2 slots. They just go off at whatever the highest level is.
Okay. Well, damn. You did some nice rolls on that one. Because it's
I got very lucky with that.
3d10, right? Okay, so how much?
It's 4d10. It's 2d10 plus 1d10 per level. Unless D&D Beyond is wrong.
No, I'm just looking at it. Oh my goodness. Alright, so you said it was 29? I'm not even sure.
That's correct.
Alright, so as one of the blade arm hits your side, the entire arm all the way back and encompassing the round ball just lights up, like just turns red. And the entire thing starts to shake, and you just see a little bit of a smoke emanating from a couple of the open spots in its panels.
Cool.
Alright. Then in that case, it will attack Sinishi. And what is Sinishi's AC, good sir? 16. Then that was... No, wait. I already rolled for that hit before Bill said anything. It was a 15, so that is going to miss. But it is also going to... So it misses with one of the blade arms. And as soon as the blade arm misses, right in the front of its ball, like right in the front of the circular part of it, you see 2 plates come apart, and a spear actually launches out at Grelda.
Well, that's not nice.
And that is a 28 to hit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's gonna hit. My AC is 19.
Alright, that does 12 piercing damage. And you are
I'm not
knocked
raging yet, so I take the full 12.
full 12, and you're knocked prone.
And I'm prone?
And you are knocked prone.
mark that I'm prone. Is that a thing I can do?
Wait. Oh, no, that's right. I gotta do it over here. I think. Prone.
Oh, she's not prone anymore.
Oh. But I want her to be prone. Prone. There you go. Alright, so that one's turn is over. Now it's the one next to Icky. And it is... How far did that go? No, you know what? I'm not going to do that. It is going to attack Icky twice. With its metal arms. That is a 25 to hit and a 28.
A 25 and a 28, you say?
25 and a 28.
So clearly, if this spider thing were in a room with Icky, Stalin, and Hitler, with a gun with only 2 bullets, he'd shoot Icky twice.
He just did.
Yeah, fuck. All right. Let me double check here that I don't have
And then Grelda, you'll be the first one up after the next one goes.
I don't suppose these are going to force me to make a dex saving throw.
Never know.
Well, I'm okay. Yeah, I take it.
Take it. All right then. That is 15 slashing damage on the first one.
15.
15 slashing damage on the first one, and 11 slashing damage for the second one, as the 2 blades come out and just kind of cross as an X down your chest.
So 15 damage.
Are these 5-foot grids?
Yes, 5 foot squares. Alright. Anything you would like to do, Icky?
Weep softly.
Alright, then if you're not going to do it.
Not take all that damage. But,
Alright.
no.
In that case, I just had to double check the speed. Alright, then this one, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. And... there we go.
Oh, shit.
Alright. That is going to hit all 3 of you. Alright. So, it rolls. So, the one in the far corner, it just, all its legs pull in, it curls up into a ball, and it just quickly rolls across the floor and stops in front of Grelda. Its 4 legs come out and push it up, and then the front opens even wider than you had seen it open for the spear, and it jettisons a jagged spray of metal, just pieces of metal in a 30-foot cone in front of it, and hits all 3 of, well, it shoots it at all 3 of you. I need each of you to make a dexterity saving throw.
$13.
Alright.
Does being prone count as being incapacitated?
No.
Cool.
20.
20? Alright. So you failed.
19.
You succeed,
19.
and both of you succeed. Alright. Then...
Wait,
Wow.
you failed and you
Alright.
succeeded?
8, 10, 16. Alright. You take 16 piercing damage, and you both take 8 piercing damage. And then, Grelda, it would be your turn, but as it becomes your turn, the whirling blades on the creature cause you to take 2 more slashing damage. Anybody who starts their turn within 5 feet of one of these creatures takes 1d8 slashing damage.
How much did you say I took? 5?
2.
2?
2 more. You took 8 from the spray, and then 2 more from starting your turn adjacent to it.
Okay.
And now it is your turn.
Yeah, I was looking up Sentinel, but the attack that it makes has to be against someone who's... Actually, I guess I should ask you. Could I use Sentinel in return, or, like, as a result of that metal spray?
That one, no, because it was an area of effect attack,
Okay.
as opposed to targeting any individual person.
Okay. Alright, so I was looking up prone, and I can't really tell. Is it just all of my movement that I lose if I
Half.
stand up, or is it...
It's you take half your movement to stand up.
Okay.
And then you're just not prone anymore.
Okay, well, I'm gonna fly into a rage.
Okay.
Like, let's be real, she's been raging for a little while now. But yeah, she flies into a rage. She stands up. Let me mark off that rage. Click. And then she is also going to attack recklessly and use Great Weapon Master Attack, but she is going to use Sasha's ability to mark the one that's next to her as not getting advantage against her.
Okay. Let me... There we go. You'll target it. Alright, so with Reckless Attack, you get advantage. Great Weapon Master is -5, correct?
-5 for a +10.
Yep. Okay, so advantage, but a -5.
Correct.
Alright.
So I'm gonna cross my fingers. I got a 19.
19 hits.
Yes. So then, because I'm raging, I add... So I'm gonna roll 1 Sasha attack. It's gonna get a +3 and a +10.
That sounds right.
Oh, that's beautiful.
16?
29.
29. All right. So, since you had been prone on your back, all of the cuts from the shrapnel damage with your nose and your cheeks. So you you put Sasha on the ground, use her to stand yourself up. Just a small trickles of blood are going down your face, and you just let out a roar, Sasha, up above your head, and you just bring it down right on top of it, and Sasha finds her way between a couple of the plates, and you bury half a Sasha in her, and then you pull it out, and you see a couple of cogs go flying.
So, second verse, same as the first. So
All
we are
right.
going to attack again. We are going to attack recklessly again. I don't know if that matters at this point. And then Great Weapon Master Attack as well.
Okay.
So advantage. Roll. Oh, I got a 20.
You got a nat 20?
Yeah, nat 20.
All right, shit. All right, so that
Rage more often.
doubles the amount of dice damage. So how much? What dice do you usually roll for your damage?
2d12.
2d12. Oh, fine. You roll
Alright,
2.
hold on. I've got something that I didn't think would actually come up where I think I'm getting a third one. Hold on. What was it called? Something new. Danger sense. Not extra attack. These. Brutal critical. You can roll 1 additional weapon damage die when determining the extra damage for a critical hit with a melee attack.
Okay, isn't Sasha just 1d12 plus 6?
When I look at her, she's... Oh, it is 1d12. I'm so sorry.
No, if it says 2d12, I think that's because...
I thought it said 2d12, but I'm looking at it right now and it just says 1.
Okay, so, but with a brutal critical, you get to roll an extra weapon die. Alright,
Yes.
so, with a normal crit, you would get the maximum amount of... You would get to roll 2 dice, the first one is max, so you automatically get 12. and you would get to roll a second. Your brutal critical lets you roll a third. So roll 2d12, add 12 to that, and then add the rest of your normal.
One.
So
2d12.
2d12.
There we go. A 12 and an 8.
So 20 plus 12 is 32. Plus your 6 normal bonus for Sasha is 36. Plus 2 for raging is 38.
3 for raging.
Plus 3 for raging is 39. Plus 10 for Great Weapon Master is 49.
If it survives this, we're in trouble, y'all.
Good fucking lord. Alright. Minus 49. Boom! Like the little hit point bounce. So, as you pull Sasha out and just like gears... What was that?
You dinged this one. That's very far away from Sasha.
Oh, I did ding that one. Yeah, whatever. I just like seeing the numbers bounce. Anyway, you
Totally taken out of this fucking game.
You broke the immersion. As you pull Sasha out and gears go flying, the plates pull apart. And as they start to go back together, you just stare at that spot and you bring Sasha back down right on that open spot. And you bury her like going up into the hilt inside of this thing. And you kind of move her around a little bit, dig in there. And as you pull it out, just like twice as much of the internal gears and cogs and springs just go flying everywhere and just shower down around you like a spring rain. And then everybody just hears the tick 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 as they hit the floor.
Alright,
dear God. Alright.
I think I'm not done.
You think you're not done?
I think I'm not done because I think if I kill something or do a crit, I get to do something else.
Is it if you do a crit too?
I definitely killed it, so it doesn't matter.
No, you didn't kill it.
Now. I have such a hard time reading this site. I don't know why. There it is. Yeah, critical hit with a melee weapon or reduce a creature to 0 HP. You can make one melee weapon attack as a bonus action.
Which one is that?
Great Weapon Master attack.
Score or reduce, you can make one melee attack as a bonus action. Before you make the melee attack with a heavy weapon that you're proficient with. Oh, okay, so that's another part of it. Alright, so you can use your bonus action to make a third attack, if you would like.
So I haven't used any of my movement except for the half to get up.
No, you have not.
So I think I'm gonna go toddle my way over to Tarnin.
Alright.
Is there any way I can get flanking with Tarnin with the speed I have remaining? I should have half of 35.
Tammy, the creature that's in front of you is still there.
Oh, it's not dead yet?
No.
Oh my word, this is going to be a problem. Okay, well never mind. I do very much apologize. I will hit it again.
No, that's okay. I was like, do you really want to run away from it? After you.
No, I honestly was like, no, nothing could survive that. That was too much.
No, I mean it's definitely feeling rough, but it is not dead.
All right, well third burst, I guess, and advantage on Sasha.
Nope.
If I wasn't using D&D Beyond, you could call bullshit on this, but that's another crit. Another perfect 20 natural.
Perfect.
Jesus. Alright. Okay. Then in that case, roll 2d12 again. Because why not?
Why not?
Why not? This is how we roll. This is how we do it.
Oh, it's only 8 extra from those two.
Alright, so 8 plus 12 is 20. Plus 6 is 26. Plus 3 is 29.
Plus 10.
Can you use... Sorry, there's no, like... I didn't think there... Hold on. Sorry, just let me double check.
Yeah, I do have a Great Weapon Master attack. It says... melee attack with a weapon you're proficient with.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to make sure there wasn't like wordings that kept the extra hit from Great Weapon Master to be able to also use Great Weapon Master, but there's not. Alright, so 29, that's 39. 39 damage.
If they would all just stand still, I could get this wrapped up in a couple of rounds.
All right, so as this spring shower of cogs and springs is tinkling on the ground, everybody, like I would say, Geisen and Gendrick standing right behind Grelda. You just see her go, ah, and then she comes down right again, and like. You went in up to the hilt before, and this time you cleared out space. So you go all the way down. You actually see a plate on the bottom of the creature, kind of buckle outwards, and then you twist Sasha and pull her up. And two of the plates on the top, you actually they bend upwards as you pull Sasha out, and the creature kind of stumbles a little bit as more as more cogs and gears come out, and then it kind of rights itself, and it's like twitching now. But it's still there.
What? This is a problem.
Insane.
Anything else you would like to do?
I'd love to do more, but I think that was enough for one turn.
All right.
By all means, carry on. Roll another couple of 20s. Let's see how much it takes.
All right. Gendrick, you're up.
All
and
right.
then Geisen's up next.
I would like to
Rage?
yes.
No, I'm sorry.
Technically I had it upstairs, but I think what I want to do is spend an action to create my Eldritch Cannon. I don't have it marked on my sheet, and we didn't really do anything with them before. So I would like to take an action to basically put down the Eldritch Cannon right in front of me on that door tile, if I can see that.
You can. That's open. Sorry, I thought I created a token for it. So let's see
Marking
if I
that
find-
off on my sheet now.
All right. Oh, there we go.
Hey, look at the little buddy.
Yes.
Because I'm creating him with the flamethrower variant. And as my bonus action, I would like to control him to... I believe I can shoot directly at the one in front of us with a 15-foot cone of fire. And I don't think I'm going to hit Icky or Sanishi. I'm going to say, Icky,
nope,
be
you're
careful.
good.
Icky, be careful.
That's a 15-foot cone.
That's a 15-footer
and
right
that
there.
will just miss Grelda.
Oh yeah, perfect. It's gonna get a little warm in here, but it's all right.
Takes off all his clothes.
So he fires
I don't
that.
get any Geisen points with this one.
That is going to be 3d8 fire damage, so that is 18 fire.
Is it?
Half on a failed dex save of 17.
That's what it. Okay.
17.
All right, so it's
Dex.
a dex save of 17.
Yes.
That is a 10. That is a fail.
Okay, so that is the what did I say? 18.
18 fire damage.
Yep, and then this little guy can. Let me think. Yeah, forget it.
Bouncy
And then
points.
he's going to use his very limited movement of 15 feet to get exactly opposite of Grelda. Like I want to make an Oreo out of this bot. Yes, right there.
All right. So it does. Okay, so as Grelda is ripping this thing apart, Gendrick kind of leans down and puts together something that absolutely does not look like R2-D2 and like right on the ground next to him. And as soon as Grelda is done, Grelda, you kind of like stand back up and heft Sasha, and then just cone of flame flies right by you, right where you were, and you can feel the heat against you, and the construct just the top panels that you had ripped up, they keep bending because of the heat, because of the temperature of it, and it seems to smoke more, and then the not R2-D2 kind of rolls around behind it.
Oh, I guess we already had advantage on melee attacks on him, but
What was that?
I was trying to do. Let's try and metagame to do flanking on this for Grelda in the future.
She only had advantage because of her ability.
Right.
But
now,
if somebody were to give her flanking, she wouldn't have to use that. That way another creature couldn't get advantage
just in
against
case,
her.
yeah.
Alright, anything else you would like to do?
That is my turn.
Alright then, Geisen, you're up, and Tarnan, you're next.
Geisen's gonna cast Animate Objects on my set of pittons again.
Alright, give me roll a d20 for me.
Four.
Okay. Then your Who Framed Roger Rabbit pittons float up in front of you, all with their own little faces and voices that just you can hear.
Okay, and then I'll have them attack the one closest to me between Grelda and the not R2D2.
I'm trying to think if Grelda would give it cover, because you're shorter than Grelda. But
well, wouldn't they like they would move, right? So I would move them around Grelda.
yeah.
They're creatures themselves, I think, right? So would they take up?
I'll give that to you. You could lift them up, and you hear like a deep southern voice go, "We can see him from up here, boys!" And then they kind of go down.
Go on, get him!
All right, then go ahead and roll your attack, good sir. Or your attacks, plural.
Is that like hobbitses?
Hobbitses. Eggsies. It's Eggsies.
I made a really good Lord of the Rings reference at work the other day, and nobody appreciated it.
What'd you say?
I have to get the well.
Does 17 hit?
No.
Okay.
Because you have what? 6 of them? Or is it 8?
What?
How many of them do you have?
10.
Oh, fuck.
I'm just trying to see where the threshold is, so like how many would hit. So sadly, only 4 of them hit.
That is sad. I'm crying myself.
Found it.
Alright, hold on a second.
Yeah, I know.
Alright, go ahead and roll up the damage for him and let me know what that ends up being.
Uh, 12. Oh wait, no. 12 plus 4 for each, so 16 plus 12.
16 plus 12,
28.
Alright. Let's see what this does. Hey, it worked. It's a little skull on it. It did. So as your pittons kind of float up above Grelda's head and just fly down, making her hair like kind of flutter up as they fly past it, and just one after another they just bury themselves in this open spot that Sasha opened up and Gendrick kind of opened even further with the heat, and they just like all go inside of it one after another and just disappear from view. And then the little construct shakes, and then just its legs pull in like a spider, and it just drops to the ground and kind of rolls a little bit before it settles.
So
and it's dead.
I thought we caught
Her
a
hair probably only fluttered because she ran out of that hair product from her dad.
Well, it's been a long time since you've talked to him. All right, Mr. Geisen. Is there anything else you would like to do?
That's it.
Then Tarnin. Tarnin, you do take 3 slashing damage from starting your turn within 5 feet of the construct, and it is your turn.
Oh, shite. Alright, bonus action, disengage.
Okay.
So I can step away without being attacked. The one critter is dead, so I'm going to run right through that pathway to stand. Remind me again, where do I have to be standing to get bonus with range, or not bonus, advantage with range? Or
directly opposite, directly opposite the creature from somebody. So
okay,
you would.
So
That is
no,
not possible with where Icky is standing, because that would be the wall.
Yep.
But Icky is
cool.
right next to him, so you wouldn't get advantage, but you would get your sneak attack.
Icky's pretty violent and aggressive, and Grelda is closer to Icky as Tanishi, so I'm thinking with stubby little legs and seeing what it'll take both of them to take down that one. I'm going to try to help Tanishi. I'm going to take 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go 4 squares west and fire at the one that's harassing Tanishi.
Over here?
Yes, thank you. And I'm going to take an attack at since I used my bonus action, I'm only going to get 2 attacks instead of my usual 3. But both attacks will be going at the one right next to Shinichi, so I should still get my 3d6.
Okay.
Do the thing.
Which one is that?
Okay, it didn't add any damage. Alright, so roll 2, 6, 8, that's 10. 18 plus 3d6, and you can do it like this. D6.
Well, what did you roll to hit?
That's a very good question. $20.
Alright, that does it.
Okay, so 8 plus 3 of these. Plus 11, 19.
19?
Yep.
Alright. Where is it?
Ready for the next one?
Hold on just a second. It was 19. Alright, there you go. Now go ahead.
Second attack is a 19.
That hits.
Total damage is 12.
Alright. Alright, so as you kind of shift, you are able to aim over, not R2-D2, the fire kind of flickering alongside as your bolts go, causing it to shimmer as it shoots right by Sanishi's side and buries into... It pushes actually through the plate and buries in the construct. The second one just goes right along Sanishi's other side, and they just both bury 3/4 of the way into the construct, and it shivers and shakes, and then begins acting like normal again.
This concludes my broadcast day.
Alright, then we start another round. Alright, well in that case, we'll start off the right way by Shinichi taking damage.
Woo! You need to do that though, because I can't edit her character sheet.
Okay. Well, in that case, Let me open it up.
Funny stuff.
Urban. Ooh, I like that. I want to remember that.
That's cute.
Collection, campaign, view campaign, Sanishi. Alright, she takes 5 damage. Alright, then it is Sunishi's turn.
Video exports on their roadmap.
It's just not on it.
Yeah.
But no, as soon as I can get an animated map exported with all the Foundry stuff built in, happy man. Sunishi's turn.
Sorry. I'll be a happy man, and you pointed at me, and I just was like, my heart fluttered a bit.
I just pointed at your beard. Not you as a person. The beard is an object.
That's, I'll take it. All right, so Sanishi, having caught wind of the mayhem and murder behind her, gets really excited about trying to do the same to the spider bot in front of her. That's 18.
That hits.
So 9 damage.
All right.
And then bonus action for the other axe, right?
Yep.
That's a miss. Rolled as 6, so 15.
15 does miss.
And then
And then the second attack.
Oh, yeah, that hits. 19.
19. All right. Roll damage.
That's going to be 10 damage.
10 damage. So she just lets out a roar, and she hacks both her axes at the exact same spot that Tarnin's darts bolts had buried in. Mm-hmm. So she actually, with her first one, she actually hits the top of the bolt and pushes it all the way in, and like follows it with her axe a little bit. And she comes down with the second one, but hits the bolt at an angle, so her axe just kind of like flies off. Mm-hmm. And then she's so pissed that one missed that she pulls back her second axe, flips it around to the flat side, and just bashes on top of right where the bolt was, and just like bends it in.
So, satisfied at some carnage, but not satisfied that it's still moving. So if she were to use the action surge to gain an additional action, and then opted to attack, would that be just another 2 attacks? I know it wouldn't be 3.
I believe it would be 2 attacks. Let me just double check. I believe it says with the extra attack, whenever you take the attack action, you can attack twice. So yes, you would use the action surge and attack twice.
Okay.
You just get a merc after you surge.
No, I'm not going to use it. I was just considering it, and further considering Sanishi's mindset. And I think she'd show a little bit of restraint here.
All right.
Make sure there's nothing I can do to disengage safely.
Does she have any Bardley stuff?
You have Bardic Inspiration, but that's only once per long rest.
That's once per long rest, and for anybody but myself, right? I can't. Yeah, other than yourself.
Oh, it says other than yourself?
Yep.
Okay.
A creature other than yourself within 60 feet. And there's basically, had I been thinking about it and done a bardic thing first with the primary action and then used an action surge to attack, that would have been smart. But kind of some of the things that she could do would be kind of a waste to not be able to take advantage of being able to attack it immediately after. Let me double check her spell slots. Oh yeah, nothing worthwhile nothing that would be super impactful at this moment in the fight. I'm just final checking that she can't disengage safely in any way.
Nope. I don't believe she has anything that would do that.
Maybe she could pick something up with one of these unclaimed abilities. But for now, no, that's going to be Sinishi's turn.
All right, then Icky is up next.
All right. Icky
takes 5 slashing damage.
-5 damage. Gotcha.
Wait, negative. What? What?
Haha.
Wait.
Nice.
All
All
right,
right.
you get.
All right. So Icky is going to get back to punching. I don't know that this. It is something I didn't realize before the attacks that I made before, but I have a thing that makes my unarmed strikes magical in nature. If that does anything extra to the target.
Not on these targets.
Okay.
There are creatures and constructs and things like that that have resistance to non-magical attacks,
Yeah.
which would half the damage. So
Right.
under those circumstances, your fists would count as magical weapons.
Yeah.
That just doesn't do anything beyond that, beyond getting past that resistance
All right, yeah,
and that immunity.
I assumed that. I mean, like, I didn't know if you'd tell us about the immunity or not. All right, so anyway, I'm going to punch the fuck out of the guy in front of me.
And you punch the thing.
I
Yummy.
hit it very hard.
I punched the thing. You got me punched the thing.
Woo! That's a hit. 24.
24. All right, that hit.
10 damage.
10. All right.
And then incoming second strike is going to miss.
Yes.
That's a 12.
Okay. So you grip. What you end up doing is gripping your hands together, and you bring it down in one strike on it instead of 2, and you see a little dents in the top.
So, frustrated, Icky is going to use a key point and flurry of blows this thing to do it all again.
Flurry of blows. All right. That's
Damn it. That roll should have been for Sinishi. A 19, so it hits.
19 hits.
Which would have counted as a crit for Sinishi. So damage, 10 damage.
10 damage. All right.
Second hit hits. Roll is 17.
Let me see
So
if I
26. And second damage. Oh, it was max. 11.
So how much is that between the two?
Between the two. Jesus, what did I just say?
Was it 16 the first one?
Not 16. It was. I rolled a 4. It was 9.
9, 11,
So-
and 9, so 20.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So then you bring your hands back up, and then you kind of straighten out your claws and shoot both of them out and manage to get them in between the plates. And you just hook them and just pull out some springs and cogs and just drop them to the ground.
All right.
No, actually, you drop one hand to the ground. The other one, you take a little cog and you just like flick it back at it, just bounce it off of it.
Awesome. So then, with that done, Icky is going to take advantage of the disengage he gains from Drunken Technique and go 2 squares south of Steampunk, not 2D2.
South?
South.
That is, those 4 squares are taken up by the fire pit.
The one directly south of the pit.
Oh, so 3 squares south. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I get you. All right.
South of the 2 squares.
South of the south?
Har.
Hard.
All right, cool. And that will be my turn.
All right, then this one. Is going to. Let me see. I wonder. No, I want to find something from here. No, it's not going to do it either. Alright. It is going to... It's going to roll here. right next to Grelda. And it is going to attack Grelda with one of its arm blades. 12, 21?
Yep, 19.
Alright, then that does 18 slashing. Oh, that's the default. Hold on a second. Oh, God. Should have gone with the default. 24 slashing damage.
Divided by
Half
2 because I'm raging.
to 12. And then it is going to take its spear launcher attack. And what is not R2D2's armor class?
Sorry, I just had that. I believe it is. You can go ahead and roll. I'm looking it up right now.
Is it... That's a 22.
Yeah, that's a hit. I think it's like 18 or something, but yeah.
Alright, then it does... 14 damage to not R2D2.
Okay.
I think I can use Sentinel now then?
He did attack somebody other than you.
Alright, where is it?
What is not R2D2's HP?
R2D2's HP is now 40.
Oh, what was it to start with?
55.
55? Okay.
And he does have an AC of 18.
Okay.
It's a little buried in the D&D.
Alright, so what's... Grelda?
Okay, so this will be my reaction.
Okay.
It does say I can use my reaction to make a melee weapon attack. So does that mean I can load up my single attack?
With Great Weapon Master?
Yeah, all the goodies. Great Weapon Master, Relentless.
A melee weapon, yes, because it says just before you make a melee weapon attack, you can choose to take the -5 penalty.
Okay, so I'm gonna attack recklessly. I'm just making sure, giving you time to say no, you can't do that. Just say no.
Hold on a second. Where is the reckless attack?
I swear my character has so many abilities. It's under features and traits.
Oh, that's the first attack on your turn.
So if I cannot attack recklessly, I will not be using Great Weapon Master.
Okay, then it would just be a normal attack then.
Okay. Okay, nice. Not a natural 20 though, just a...
Oh, total, 20, total? That hits.
Yeah. Okay.
Delete myself.
Wait. 15 plus 3, 18.
Okay. 18 damage. Try this again. Come on, I can do this. All right. So as the plates open up and the spear shoots out at not R2D2, you take that opportunity and you just kind of like jam Sasha in the opening and just like move it around a little bit as the plates are trying to close. And as you pull it out, the plates kind of bend a little bit. It just doesn't quite close right. All right. Then its turn is over. And the one next to Sanishi is... That one has not done. Alright, so it is going to... There we go. It is going to open up the front and send a stream of shrapnel shooting at Iki and Sanishi. So I need a dexterity saving throw from both Iki and Sanishi.
Okay. So dexterity. There it is. Oh, she's got a +1. So Sanishi 5.
Okay, that's a fail.
Icky rolls a natural 1. However, I'll still only
Well, there are no...
take
There are no what? What'd you say?
I'll still only take half. Like, is this a... If you succeed, take half damage. If you don't, take full damage.
Yep.
I only take half damage anyway.
Because you're drunk?
Yeah. I can't... I'm having trouble finding the trait right now.
I'm fair. I remember... Find it for me, just so we remember what it's called, but I'm fairly sure it's a thing. I just remember a skill where you're
Evasion. When you are
Evasion,
subjected to an effect that allows you to make a dex saving throw to only take half damage, you instead take no damage if you succeed on the saving throw, and only half damage if you fail.
Okay, so Sunichi takes 23.
Woof.
And
that's on you.
And you take half, rounded down to 11. So Sunichi is down to 63. Alright, then you took that damage, so then that Gearkeeper is done. And it is the next one. And he is actually going to oh, that's not right.
Had I remembered, I could have used a key point to stun him. But I didn't until after I had called my turn.
That's only going to... really?
We're at disadvantage on range.
Really? Alright. So this one is also going to open up and spray sharp shrapnel. It is only Grelda and Tarnin. I need dexterity saving throws from both of you. You succeed. Tarnin. You're muted.
Oh.
12. That is a fail. So that is 22.
I will take my uncanny dodge.
Is that half it?
An attacker that I can see hits me with an attack. This is an attack, yes?
I felt attacked when it was used on me.
No. Read the... Let me take a look.
Uncanny dodge. When an attacker that you can see hits you with an attack, you can use your reaction. Have the attacker's damage against you.
Sure?
As long as it's not a magical effect, it should work.
Yeah, it is not a magical effect. It's an area of it's an AoE, but I would say it would be an attack.
Like an
so
attack.
yes, so that you would half it. So you both take 11 piercing damage.
Actually, don't I take half 11?
You save, so you take half. Yes, so that would be 5.
Every hit point counts.
Alright, then, Grelda, it is your turn. However... Whoops, that's not what I wanted.
Oh no.
However,
This isn't good.
you take 8 slashing damage, half to 4 at the start of your turn.
Alrighty, so here we are in a scenario where I can't really get flanking. Yeah, because if I was to try and scoot around it, so that I was... Can I scoot around it and be flanking with the person?
You should be able to scoot.
Yep, as long as you don't leave its melee range, it does not get an attack of opportunity against you.
However, she would move within melee range of this one.
Negative.
Not if she goes
good
right
sir.
Oh!
If she goes diagonal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
sideways.
diagonal.
She would miss the melee range of the other creature.
And that's why
And would gain advantage
Madness.
by flanking.
Yeah, dwarves are very stealthy. I'm real short, y'all. Fine.
Incredible.
Alright,
Wait a
I'll
minute,
mute myself again.
She's small, but she's fierce.
Right, so that's probably the only good luck we're gonna have with the dice, so let's see how this one goes. So because I have flanking, I don't need to reckless attack to get advantage on my roll. So I will still use Great Weapon Master. And I'm still raging, so that should be all that I need to do. Advantage, Sasha, attack, go! 25 minus 5 is 20.
That hits.
So, 1 Sasha attack is 14 plus 3 plus 10, 27.
27?
Mm-hmm.
Miss.
Alright. Oh, god damn it. I gotta stop putting negative and then hitting damage.
Is that why the other one took so long to kill?
No. Maybe.
But attacks were
No.
technically healing.
Alright, so go ahead with your second one. We'll just do them both. And
Alright,
then I'll
same.
describe it.
Advantage, roll. Ooh. Oh, no, that one does not hit.
Ooh.
For a split second, it was on the 18, and it did not stay there. So it does not hit.
Alright. So as you you being a dwarf, you're already small, but you kind of tuck yourself down, hold Sasha up, and just kind of like crab walk while you stare at this one, kind of crab walk around it, and you hear the ticks of its legs as it follows you as you turn, and then you stand up really quick, and you see the whole construct just kind of like turn to the side, and then you really quick upswing with Sasha and catch it right in the belly, and you dig Sasha in and lift it up on the ground. And as it kind of lands and reorients itself, you try and come down, but it manages to just quick dart back, and Sasha just smashes into the ground.
That's it.
Alright, it would be Gendrick's turn, and Geisen is up next. Gendrick, you
I was gonna
take...
say. Okay, and now we bring up everyone's favorite question. Is this thing I'm taking right now a melee attack?
It is not an attack.
Yeah, okay.
No, so you take 1 slashing damage,
Ooh!
because I rolled low.
That tickles. Alright. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a little metagaming here. I hope that's appropriate. I'm
2
going to
point.
take a 5-foot step back to take a opportunity attack melee from this thing. I assume it does opportunity attacks?
Everything has an
Okay.
opportunity.
I'm taking 5 steps back.
A step back, 5 feet
Yes. I'm taking a 5-foot step back.
back. Okay,
I'm
so
going
it
to
would take the opportunity attack against you.
And while this is happening, I know the attack is coming. I'm using a shield that is infused with artificer power, so hit me.
Please hit me. It's 15.
That's a miss.
Okay.
Uh,
You can.
Okay.
You have the option to allow yourself to be hit. I'm just like you can. You can say I want to not. Like I want.
I
to
am letting it hit me / my shield. I'm doing it.
Okay.
This is interesting. I want to try something.
All right. Let me roll damage really quick. I don't even know where this is going, so this is gonna be interesting. 7, 8. That would be 13 damage.
Okay. The damage hits, but I'm saying part of it hits my shield because I have an infusion, artificer infusion on the shield called Repulsion Shield. Use this reaction immediately after being hit by a melee attack to expand one of the shield's charges and pushes the attacker 15 feet away. So I want to bump him, unfortunately, right up next to Zunichi, but away from the spellcasters. So
Okay.
you know,
Appreciate that.
everything's good. Yeah.
Okay.
No more disadvantage on ranged attacks. I'm going to take a step forward to resume my original position.
Before you do whatever you're about to do I get an attack of opportunity since he moved out of my...
No, because the movement was not under its own power.
Okay.
With my other hand, which is holding a quarterstaff, which is one-handed. That is banded with irons. I level it at that thing I just pushed. The bands of iron turn red, and through this device, I cast Scorching Ray. I'm just going to do it in... Oh, sorry, Firebolt. My mistake.
Before you roll anything for the Firebolt, give me a d20. Because it is a spell.
2.
2? Okay, go ahead.
So I cast Firebolt for a 22 to hit.
22, that does hit.
Okay. And that is going to be 3d10.
Okay.
Which I'm going to do in D&D Beyond because it's easier. That is 10 damage. Not a great roll, but whatever.
Okay.
And that is my action.
Alright, so you take, like, you bring up your shield as you take a step back, and one of its arms just, like, juts out and does strike you. But as it strikes you, the shield glows, and the creature just... Like, everybody hears, like, the nails on a chalkboard as the metal legs, like, slide backwards along the stone, and it does leave, like, a trail. Like some dragon marks.
Mark?
On the ground as it kind of comes to a stop and almost bumps into Sanishi. And then you can move the shield to the side, level your staff.
Yes.
And just the bolt of flame just shoots out directly for it. And you can see a small round circle where it hits just glow red. And then kind of go back to normal.
Okay. And then, as my bonus action, since I can see the not R2-D2, I'm going to shoot. I'm going to use his 15-foot cone ability directly at the bot just south of Tarnin.
Okay.
And that is a... Sorry, I have to scroll. A DC save of 17 for that thing.
Of what?
Dexterity.
Dexterity? Oh.
Yes.
17... That is a 5 and 3 is 8.
Okay.
That fails.
Alright, so that is a 23 damage on him. Fire damage.
Alright.
And that concludes my turn.
So then not R2-D2 has its panel flip open and just spews flame. And Tarnin's standing there, you can feel the flame, like you feel the heat from the flames licking in front of you, and you see the construct start to glow and then return to normal as it cools down a little bit. Anything else?
That is it.
Alright, Geisen, you are up. And then Tarnin is next.
I'm gonna stick my Legion of Nails on the one that Gendrick just attacked.
Alright, hold on. I need to leave myself a note to take that picture that Tammy just sent and turn it into an icon, since this is going to be a thing.
Happy.
Sorry. Make Roger Rabbit nail icon.
Nice.
Alright, which one are you going to stick them on?
The one that Gendrick just attacked, the one to the right of the fire.
Okay. So go ahead and roll for all of them.
I think it's +8. Okay, great. Okay. And 17 does not hit, correct?
17 does not hit. Oh, yep, I like that one better.
Okay, I'm not doing that. I can detonate the Eldritch Cannon, but it's a 20-foot radius.
So 6 hit this time.
I'm not doing that.
Okay.
Without some sort of planning, warning.
Alright, let me...
Oh, that's such a clean shot of him, too.
I can do this.
37 damage.
37? Alright. Let me get back to that. There we go. Good lord. Sorry. Now that... Ha! Alright, so... your nails kind of fly up out of... They come out of the hole of the construct you had killed previously, and they just kind of like shake themselves, and you see them all turn side to side until they lock onto this particular one, and they shoot in a straight, like, vertical line between Tarnin and not R2-D2, and just the 7 of them just nail it from the bottom of the curved body up its side and just bury themselves like halfway in it. And it staggers from side to side, and you can see that it's twitching, and you're seeing a lot of smoke coming out of it.
So that was my bonus action. So then for my action, I'll toll the dead.
All right, roll a d20 first.
Oh, let's see.
One of these times, something fun stuff.
14.
All right. What save is that?
Wisdom 17.
Oh, I'm sure these things are very wise.
So
That's a
I
1,
don't
so
think
no.
They tried to take us.
That is a fail, good sir.
oh, 3d12. Uh, 23.
Oh, I like that. Okay, 23.
Cool.
Sorry. I've been trying to add some animated spell effects, and that one actually worked. Sorry. Let me do it again.
Ding.
Oh, that's cool.
Yoo! Okay, so.
Or Lars name Ding and make that the sound for the spell. Let's do it again. It's just as excited as you were before.
What?
He wants to make a sound effect. Dang. Need to add that. All right. Anyway, so as it's smoking and you see the back of your nails, like the ass end of them, kind of shaking, trying to pull loose, and you just hear like Yosemite Sam. You can't tell what he's saying, but you're hearing very angry swearing coming from the inside of this construct. Just press, as they're trying to pull out. And then you put your hand out and some dark energy coalesces around it. And the entire construct actually implodes a little bit, and you see all the metal kind of dent inward. And it shakes, and one of the nails actually manages to come loose and just kind of float right in front of it as it buckles in on itself. It is still standing. But it is smoking and staggering. Anything else you would like to do?
That's all I've got.
Tarnin, you are up.
Okay. Can I move
well,
to
sorry,
where we
hold on
have
a
the
second.
symbol of all the guys?
Hold on a second. You take 2 slashing damage, and then say what you're going to say.
And are those guys really going to prevent me from...
No, that's just to keep track of where they are.
Only there, so I've got advantage on... it almost looks worse. Anyway, I'll be taking out one of my twin flight daggers. I will cast Booming Blade make a melee attack, perform a melee attack on the crab critter.
All right.
I rolled a natural 20.
Okay.
Hoping that
So
hits.
that's automatically, and then the twin flight dagger is okay.
That's 2d4 plus 6.
It's 1d4 plus 6. So you get a full 4 on the one die, and then roll the second die.
Okay.
Because it's the base damage of it is a 1d4 plus 6. So you get a full 4, and then roll a 1d4 and add that to the first 4, and then add all the modifiers after that.
So it's a 4.
Okay, so that's 8 plus this. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's a 4 plus the 4 for the 20 plus the 6 for the damage. And because it's booming blade, it gets
14.
2d8 added to it. But I will roll that momentarily.
Okay. So 14. You would get your sneak attack if you want it.
But that, technically the way it reads, I won't get it until the second part of this. You'll see. This is technically a spell or not? A spell using an attack, not an attack.
You brandish
that has
the
a spell.
weapon used in the spell's casting and make a melee attack against. Well, I mean, you make a melee attack and you hit it in order to cast a spell. So it is still a melee attack. So yes, you could use it on this first one. The spell would
Okay,
just
cool.
be above and beyond.
Okay, that's
Okay,
fine.
so it's 14 plus whatever your sneak attack is.
The booming blade, 14 plus the booming blade, which I rolled 13 on. Now-
The booming. Correct me if I'm wrong. Booming blade doesn't do damage unless it moves. Correct.
That's incorrect.
Um.
Booming blade, it says. Well, you're gonna read it anyway, so I'll let you read it.
Yeah. On a hit, the target suffers a weapon attack's normal effects and then becomes sheathed in a booming energy until the start of your next turn. If the target willingly moves 5 feet or more before then the target takes 1d8 damage.
Keep looking.
The spell's damage increases when you reach certain levels. At 5th level, the melee attack deals an extra 1d8 thunder damage. Oh. The melee.
At 11, it takes 2d8.
Oh,
According to D&D Beyond,
you are correct. Target takes 1d8.
it takes 13 more points of damage, and if it decides to move before my turn, it'll take an additional 3d8 damage.
You are correct. It's been a while since you've
No.
tried to use this.
Yeah, because before it didn't do a lot for me, and I really was afraid of getting Grelda's way. I mean, maybe not Grelda's way, Sasha's way.
Alright, so you have
Sasha.
27 damage from the regular melee attack and the booming blade, and then you can add your sneak attack damage on top of it.
Yep, doing that now. Not so good, but 7 more.
7. Alright, so that is 34. 2. Which is this one? The third one.
Is it dead?
It is
It
dead.
can be dead. I'm okay with that.
Are you sure? Because I can keep it alive for you.
I mean, is it dead?
It is dead. So you take out your twin flight dagger and you manage to fit it right in between the plates, and your arm goes in with the dagger, and you're just feeling like the gears and the cogs kind of slightly scraping your arm as it goes all the way through, and then you can see the point of the dagger like come out between two of the plates on the other side, and then you pull it back, and it just the front opens up even wider, and then it drops.
I'll let that be a lesson to me. Anytime I go into dark holes with Icky, I end up with crowds.
Nah.
Okay, fine. My next trick, a bonus action, there's really nowhere to hide, so I will fire off another crossbow. Which of the two remaining look most injured?
So you pulled out your melee weapon, and then you're switching that with your crossbow now?
Oh, my crossbow was in my hand. I used that first round. All I did is pull an additional weapon.
In your
Free
offhand.
action.
Okay. So you have your
My
twin flight
crossbow-
dagger in one hand and your hand crossbow in the other hand.
That's correct.
Okay.
It shouldn't be much different than when I have two
No.
weapons out. When
No,
I have
I'm
both
just
twin flight daggers.
I misunderstood. I thought you pulled out both of your twin flight daggers, so that was my misunderstanding.
Well, but we can go back and all I said, I pull out one of twin flight daggers.
No, you're good. I misunderstood what you were saying. So who are you attacking with your hand crossbow?
Do either of them look damaged? And if so, do either of them look... Which one to me look more damaged?
Honestly, you can't really tell. They're pretty similar.
And the one that's closest to me is going to be fired upon.
All right.
I rolled a 20, unnatural, modified, whatever.
That hits.
Damage is a total of 7.
7. All right. Then, as you pull your dagger back out and it drops, you immediately bring up your hand crossbow, and the bolt like shoots over the flames. It just kind of like spreads them as it buries itself inside of the construct.
Okay. I have movement remaining. I will... avoiding getting close to that one so I don't have to be in range with it. I'm going to go up and behind Grelda, and once I'm behind Grelda, head south. What was it? I did 5 movement. Let's do 5, 10...
So where are you trying to end up? Just so I know.
By the time I'm done moving, I should be diagonally south and east from Grelda, one square.
So 5, 10,
Basically,
15,
1, 2, 3,
20,
4.
25. Right there?
Yep, but I avoided being close to that critter
That is correct.
using diagonals.
That is correct.
Okay, look me. I'm done. Thank you for your help.
All right, then it is Anisha's turn. She takes 2.
She takes 2, baby.
She takes 6 damage. 6 slashing damage, which I have to do, and I will do. And it's Anisha's turn.
All right. So, I guess Sanishi will begin by just regular old double attacking.
Which one?
The northern one.
The northern?
Yeah,
Northern there.
would have told you if you just given me a second. Gosh darn it, dear.
Yes, darn you people. I'm sure.
I'm sorry to be so curt with you.
Hey, you hurt my feeling when you use such nasty language with me.
That's all right. If it makes you feel better. All right.
Fur to fur?
First one missed. Sinisha needs big rolls.
Oh! God damn.
Big rolls. Hey, 13. So that's what she has, a 9 with that. Oops, actions. Yes. So 20.
That does it.
Sweet. Well, let's keep it big.
Those were chickens. It's so big.
6.
Oh,
Big rolls.
Big rolls. Big rolls with big dice.
So 11 damage.
11 damage?
Yes. And so then her second attack
Wait, that was her first and her second.
First missed, then the second one
hit.
is the bonus action.
Yep, and now it's
and
her.
then the next one is the second
making sure I'm
attack.
tracking.
Because if I'm not mistaken, she's missed every single third attack.
Yes.
And
I believe
she
so.
has a thing where if she hits with that third attack, her proficiency bonus gets added to the damage.
Oh,
so I
okay.
wanted to make sure I wasn't missing one of the few things that she has on this character. Not 18.
18 absolutely hits.
Woohoo! All right. And 5, so 10 damage plus a proficiency bonus, which is, what would it be?
4.
4?
Yep, should be left side from where you're at. Like on the left side of the screen. I think. Oh, is that the very top row?
Very top row. 5. Strength? Is it
No, if you keep going right, I think there's a 4.
Next to the walking speed.
Oh, proficiency bonus.
Okay, so
it is
14 damage.
14 damage here, 8.
Yay, there. So she just really quick, just like pounding on a drum, just bam, bam, bam. And the first one cuts in. The second one manages to like hit one of the arms as the arms start flailing, and it just like scrapes down the side. Again, nails on the chalkboard. It just echoes off the walls. And then the third one comes down and actually manages to get in between the plates and kind of bend them a little bit.
How's it looking?
Rough.
I think
There's some smoke. It's doing a little bit of staggering.
I think she's going to go ahead and use that there action surge. If you wouldn't mind marking that off for me.
I will.
So, one more attack, which should
Gives her.
that will.
Yeah, because it specifically says when you use the attack
right,
action.
we just went
you
over
get
that.
2.
Sorry.
Yep.
Okay, 14 for the first one. That hits.
14 plus.
14 plus
Okay,
9.
just want to make sure. Yep. That
Sorry.
hits.
Roll
No,
the
you're
14. 23. 3. So 8 damage on the first hit.
good. Okay.
Second. Come on. 18. So close.
That hits.
One more and it could have crit.
Oh,
And
I'm
it
sorry.
would have done it. She has all kinds of cool crit shit, but she's not critting.
Crit shit.
So it's 5 plus 4 plus another 5, so 14.
14. Damn. So then she brings both of her axes like to the side and just manages to like corn cob it, get both of them in it, lift it up, and then pull her axes out, and it kind of drops to the ground and hits and just rolls a little bit, and then its legs pop back out and it stands back up. And it is looking rough, but it's still there.
Nishi roar whines in a very
Why won't you
frustrated.
die?
Yeah, and that's her turn though.
All right, then Icky, you are up.
So I know when we had entered the cavernous area, you had said it was about 20 feet high. Is it still about the same height?
I believe it is.
Let me pose it in a simpler way. Can I fly over the flame in such a way to get basically, but like here, directly east of the northernmost spider thing?
Because of its
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. I could just walk around it.
Okay, that works too. And that saves me having to come up with a does Icky burn his tail feathers kind of rule.
Yeah.
Is that
Yes.
Is that where you're looking?
That is exactly where I'm looking.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep rolling big. We're
Okay.
gonna
Just,
double a pound.
Just God speaking into your ear. If you were to move directly north of the construct, you would get advantage on all of your attacks because of flanking.
I guess 5 feet doesn't change the plan that much. All right, cool. We'll do it. Thanks. You're like, thanks, God.
Metagaming pigeon.
So first hit.
Where'd that bird come from?
Ollivander?
Yes. Alivander is sitting on Geison's shoulders like, whoo, whoo, move north.
20.
20? That hits.
1d8. That's 5. Where are you, d8? No, that's... There we go. That's not a big roll. 8 damage for the first hit.
Okay.
Oh, that's gonna be a miss.
With advantage?
No. Oh, yeah, with advantage. Haha. So the first roll was a 6. And the second one is a 9. For a second, I was like, it's also a 6. But no, thankfully, there's a little dot. So 18.
18 just hits.
Oh, that looks much better. 12 damage.
Nope. Alright. So for the first 2, you managed to, you see where the plates had been, like, separated and bent, and you actually reach your claws in and pull the plates apart, and you can hear the metal bending and tearing as you kind of, like, pull them apart, and you can see things snapping off as you do that.
Alright, I will pop a key point to do it all over again because it was just so good the first time.
Second verse, same as the first.
Marked on character sheet. 18 plus 9.
That is?
Misses? Oh, okay, cool.
18 plus 9. No, that totally misses.
It's like, oh, you just hit the sweet
Oh,
spot.
look at that. Well, you know,
It's like,
its hit points get so low, and its armor class just doubles.
9 damage for hit 1.
Okay.
And hit 2 is gonna advantage. First one was another 6. And the second one is a 1.
Oh.
No.
Can you use one of the cards to reroll a 20?
I don't even remember what cards you guys had.
No.
Inspiration?
We had advantage. We did I already had it. We could have given me advantage, but I already had advantage. I don't think I can get advantage.
No, advantage and disadvantage do not stack.
Oh, okay.
Can I use my portent that I did last time to give him a 17?
You can.
Could you at least use a, decent tent?
Poor tent. What's wrong with poor? Where's it gotta be rich? Rich tent?
I just don't want to get rained on, man.
Oh, but that's why it's a tent. Might not be a good tent. It's still a tent. Anyway, yes. You can use your, does that take a bonus action or a reaction or anything like that?
Not that I'm aware of.
So I honestly do not remember. I know you can switch it. I just don't remember if it takes up your portent. In your place any... Nope, it doesn't. And I will give it, since you haven't used it too much, I'll give it to you on this one. Though just the wording of the way the spell works is you must choose to do so before the roll. And you can use it only once per turn. So we haven't used it a lot, but you have to decide. So it would be like Icky's gonna attack and you say, I'm just gonna give it a 17. But just the wording of it needs to be picked before, not as an afterward. So if it was like if you were using it on an enemy's attack and you had like a 3, you wouldn't wait for the enemy to roll to see if they hit and then switch it. You would just say, I'm just gonna switch it right now. Like I said, so we haven't done it before, so we'll let that roll this time just for next time. Okay, so you have a 15 left on the portent, and Icky rolled a 17 plus your modifier, so that hits.
Well, thanks, Professor! 10 damage.
Alright, so after ripping it open, Icky takes one claw in and pulls out just a claw full of gears and just metal pieces and throws them to the ground, and the construct is going back and forth and it falls to the ground and then it starts to get up, and Icky just kind of you see his head roll back and he just reaches in and just flicks it with his finger and then it just drops and just dies.
I propose that's the episode's title. A claw full of gears.
There you go. Okay, done.
I was kind of hoping he would do the hokey pokey.
And then
Put his left claw in, took his left claw out, put his left claw in.
The icky pokey?
The icky pokey. It does the icky pokey and it turns itself.
I'm willing to hang out with you more than once every other month.
I tried.
That's what.
When you were describing what he pulled out, Sean, I was imagining a hamster and a wheel also coming out. Like, oh, that's the without that again.
And then the hamster goes and like runs off. All right. In that case, it is this one's turn. And this one, actually, I gotta roll. Let me see. Bastard, I don't get it back. All right. In that case. It is just gonna, actually, it is going to, alright, it's gonna attack Sanishi once, and roll a 25 to hit.
No.
Can I just say that?
No. Tanisha just looks at it, gives it a level look, and says, "No, bad spider construct. No."
That does 22 slashing damage. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
She is down to 35.
Cool.
And it would attack her again. 14?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that misses. Yeah, that's 16.
16, there you go. Alright, 9, 5. Yep, that's 14. Alright, so that one misses. So, it does like a really quick, two of its legs, one right after the other, just like poke at her. And one manages to get like between her ribs and actually gets a little far in. And she takes one of her axes and just like hooks the other one and just brings it up and out of the way. That would make it Gerelda's turn.
I am going to saunter down south, and there's nowhere I can stand where I would give or gain advantage, so just put me directly to the side of it.
Oh, the side of it? East or west?
Yeah, let's go east.
Okay.
Alright.
I can just see Gerelda just like...
Just like...
I am going to attack recklessly. I'm going to use Sasha's ability to say that this little copper tick cannot get advantage against me, and I am going to use Great Weapon Masters. All good?
All good.
Alright. Gross. It did not hit.
What'd you roll?
2 6s, so it was a total of 16, which is not enough.
That does not.
Alright, so I'm going to take my second attack. That's much better. 22.
That definitely hits.
Okay, then. Big. Yes! I rolled the 12 on the d12.
Oh, there you go.
So we have 18 plus 10 plus 3, 31.
31 damage. Alright. So, you have just Sasha across your shoulder, just kind of saunter up. And as you just take her off and swing, it manages to just curl up into a ball, just turtle up on the floor, and you swing right over it. And then it pops up, and you growl as you use the momentum to come up and go straight down on top of it, and you just bury Sasha in the top of it, and it splits the panels on top, and Sasha makes her way in, and you wrench her back out.
Yeah, dodging only makes me madder. It's not a good plan.
Just let me kill you. It just makes everybody's life easier.
Just stay still. Okay, that's the end of my turn.
Alright. Oh, Lord. Gendrick is up, and Geisen is next.
Alright. Okay. I'm just going to start off by once again casting the cantrip Firebolt with my staff as an arcane firearm.
Okay.
And that will be that'll be an 11 to hit.
That misses. Actually, first,
Do the
give me a d20.
17.
Okay. Then it misses.
Yes.
So as Grelda's pulling Sasha up and the construct is kind of shaking, you level your staff at it and cast Firebolt, and it's shaking, and it manages to like go almost vertical on just one set of legs, just go up like a wall, and the Firebolt just goes right under it, and then it lands.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay. Let me just take a quick peek at my bonus actions, but yeah, I'm just gonna send in the
Clones.
Send in the clones. I'm gonna move right there, just north of it, and I'm gonna just shoot that fire right in its face against the wall.
Right here?
Yes.
Okay.
So he needs to take a.
Is that a ranged spell attack?
Well, it has to. It might be. I mean, it has to do a DC, a saving throw. So it's more or less like a. If it's a ranged spell attack, you're gonna need to be more than.
But weren't you moving your droid?
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
My bad.
No,
my
that's
bad.
fine.
No,
there we go.
I was like,
yes, and he just casts a cone of fire at point blank range into the wall into it.
Yeah.
Hopefully that doesn't splash back or anything. But,
bold strategy.
I was like, oh, okay, that's what we're doing.
Going in.
All right, so it is a dexterity saving throw
of 17. Yes.
Then.
Kendra with something to prove.
That's a 12. That's not going to do it.
Okay, so he takes 7 fire damage.
All right. So R2D2 kind of not R2D2 kind of rolls up like right next to this construct. So you have these two metal constructs just like staring each other down. And the flap opens. Yeah, battle bots. And the flap opens and just this cone of flame spews against the wall. And the construct heats up and you can see the metal kind of bending. And once it stops, you can actually see like a dark outline of the construct on the wall behind it, just like a circle and a couple of the arms coming up that didn't hit the wall.
And that concludes my turn. Thank you.
All right then, Geisen, you're up, and Tarnan, you're next.
I will use my bonus action to attack with my army of murals again.
All right, let me move them down here.
Point, I'm just imagining the construct makes it sound like one of those old jalopy cars, like.
One of them rolled a 20. Can these guys crit?
Let me read this spell really quick. Where is it? There we go. Animate objects.
One else still rolled a 1 though.
I guess? Sure? Why not? Sure, they can crit. Why not? I mean, it is an attack roll, so sure. So, in that case, it would be the... let me see. Is it the 1d4 or 1d8 for him?
1d4.
Okay, so whatever. So yeah, add 4 to whatever. So you get the full 4 and then the 1d4 plus 4.
So 6 of them hit.
Okay.
So 41 altogether.
Damn, son. Alright, so they pull up out of the previous construct. You see them like shake themselves as all the little spare metal pieces fly off of them, and they fly through the fire, their speed causing it to kind of billow around them, and they go under Sinishi's legs, like right between them, and just one right after the other just nail further into it. And the construct keeps moving back and like bumps against the wall. Just goes choo, 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 choo. And it is smoking and stumbling and looking rough.
It's not dead.
It is not dead.
Okay, well then I'll use my action to toll the dead again. So wisdom 17.
Give me a d20 first.
Y'all getting real sassy.
What was that? What was that, Lars?
2.
2? Okay. Then it is a wisdom saving throw. That is a 20. So you see the black energy kind of coalesce around it, and it just dissipates. Anything else you would like to do, good sir?
I mean, I'd like to try again.
I'd like to have all my spells back and just start over.
Nope, that's it.
Alright, Tarnan, you are up.
We want south of Shinichi, please. That's the place.
That's a good start.
One single twin flank dagger attack. Oh my gosh, I just forgot the name of it. Moving blade on it.
Okay.
Do I get advantage?
You do.
Sasha or Golda? One of them?
Whichever one you would like.
Okay, cool. Advantage roll. Comes up to a 24.
That it.
Fantastic. Dagger damage is
Dagger.
8. Moving blade damage is. Come on. I thought I had this down.
Was it 2d8?
So 9 more. So 8 and 9 is 17 so far.
Okay.
And then my sneak attack damage, is it still alive?
Yes.
Okay, sneak attack damage. 3 more d6. 1, 2, 3. Roll. 10 more.
That will just do it, actually.
Okay, cool.
So Tarnan walks up beside it, and just elbow deep in this construct, and just kind of like you wiggle the dagger inside of it, just and you hear just metal scraping against metal, and then you pull it out, and it just shivers and then drops to the ground.
Well, that was fun. Let's not do it again.
That's not bad for Sanishi. There's like no blood for her to bathe in.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, not any oil,
No,
maybe?
I disagree. You can bathe in mine.
It's like she is bathing in plenty of her own right now.
this is true.
Fair enough.
All right.
How hurt? At this point, trying to actually look. How hurt does she look? Half, less than half.
Less than half.
Yeah.
Is there any oil that sprayed out of them?
No, just metal gears and springs. All right, before you do anything, Bill, why don't we take 5 since the battle's over? So give everybody 5 minutes, and then we can pick up afterwards. All right, then, since everybody's back, we will pick up after the battle has ended.
Hey, Anyone look worse than Shinichi? Oh, okay.
I think
Yeah.
Shinichi took the brunt of the beating.
I
Roll the hit dice, right?
Are we taking a short rest?
We could, yeah. You got the Healy heal card. Is that for everybody or for one person?
It says you can spend a hit die and treat the roll as maximum.
So that would be a single individual.
Single.
Okay, not hearing an answer, Tarnan will slap Shinichi on the shoulder and say, "Well, there wasn't any blood. You'll get it next time." And the slap serves as a conduit to heal her for 3d8 plus 5, which turns out to be fair to partly cloudy. 17.
17. All right, she's back up to 52.
Nice. Let's see here. Well, at the very least, so I get like Iki'll want to like take a close look at one of these things and just see how. One of his main concerns is like how old do these things look, but just I guess generally looking for anything of note that would, give him some hint as to their origins.
Give me a
Acrobatics check.
I do handstands and cartwheels around them and learn their origins. Give me a
Survival check.
intelligence check.
Insight?
Intelligence. All right. Well, Iki is.
That's where the hell is the? For that, do I just like tap intelligence here?
Yeah.
Well, that sucks. 13. I have a -1 modifier for that. So.
Like the only thing you can tell is you've never seen anything like this. Even R2D2, not R2D2, doesn't look exactly like these do. You can tell that they're old, but not anything more specific about them.
Okay.
Like, they're old. Okay. Older than anything you've physically seen in person, but you don't get much beyond that.
I was gonna ask Iki if he'd seen things like this in the village before, but that
so Iki would communicate that as he just like clearly disturbed and frustrated. Just never seen anything like this before.
We came through tunnels that were like old and disused, if I recall your description of them correctly. Does this room also have that air of never, not have, the shallow fire continuing to burn aside, is there any other evidence that someone has been here recently, or does it look just as disused?
Give me a perception check.
Perception, you said?
Perception.
Perception. And the little dot means I have proficiency,
Yep.
so I should just be points. Oh dear.
Oh,
7.
dear. There isn't there isn't a fine coating of dust on the floor that you would be able to follow tracks, and even if there were, the battle would have disturbed anything like that, so you're not really able to tell. It doesn't feel like this has been used often, but that's just your general feeling. You don't really have anything to back that up.
So, Gerda looks at the ground and then does the John Travolta, shuffle, where she's, not really sure. That's about it.
Iki would, at some point, meander over to one of the openings in the walls and kind of
That's what I
check
was
them
looking
out.
for, too. Warren's gonna play with the one right next to where he is and see if he can figure out if there's more inside, how it was triggered.
Are you, getting down and, peering into the darkness with your eyeball?
Yes.
Both of you give me a perception check then.
There we go. 13.
17.
17. As you peer into the open space in the wall, you can actually see that it's only a couple of feet deep, and then it actually just kind of ends. There's a curved section, and it seems like it's just enough to fit these constructs when they're in their ball form. So it doesn't. None of the holes in the wall go further than that. It looks like the only purpose of them was to hold these constructs.
And we can say for certain that that is the case for all 4 of them?
Yes.
Cool.
Is there anything special about the braziers or whatever those are that are by the holes in the wall?
Nothing that you can tell. They are burning with a low ember, about the amount of a torch, and it's just continuous. Tarn?
Armin wants to grab what he can of his bolts. He fired 3.
Roll a D100 3 times. Lars, were you gonna say something?
Do the flames seem magical, or what fuel are them totally fueled by?
They do seem at least semi-magical in nature. There are coal-ish rocks at the bottom of them that are producing these embers. This constant light source and heat. But you can tell that regardless of how much they wax and wane, it doesn't seem like any of the fuel is being consumed. Nope.
11, 31, and 9.
You get 2 of them back.
Good cover.
One is the one you try and pull out of the construct, but it is bent past the point of use.
Just out of curiosity, goes me past Mage Hand and tries to grab some of the coals from the bottom.
All right, give me a D20.
Or
All right. As your mage hand appears and it moves to try and dig into it, as the fingers of the mage hand try and make their way under the rocks, it's one whole piece. Like they seem to have fused together in the brazier itself. So you are able to get your mage hand under all of it, but it is a solid piece together, and your mage hand is not able to lift it out of the brazier. You can kind of shift it to the side, but you're not able to move it beyond that.
In the meantime, as Icky notices Tarnin's disappointment at being unable to recover one of his bolts, he'll kind of be smoothing out his feathers. One pops off, and he just hands it to Tarnin, pats him on the shoulder, and then goes back off to his investigating.
Armin looks at the feather, looks at the bent bolt, looks at Icky, and quirks an eyebrow, kind of like, thanks.
So you can add one additional Icky feather to your inventory.
Yeah, Tarnin, you spent so long trying to steal Icky's feathers when we first met Icky.
I know, but it was more about, dang it, on my own sneakily, but he just walks up and gives it to me because I'm upset about a bent bolt. I mean, other than that, I would have bent the bolt a long time ago.
If only Icky were smart enough to have done it with that specific goal in mind, he would have. But, nah.
While this is going on, Gendrick is going to attempt to
Colors
cast...
the feather.
This one's red.
I'm
Alright, so
going to attempt to cast Mending on not R2D2 in an attempt to heal it, which is it's a Eldritch Cannon thing.
The mending part of it?
Yes. Casting Mending is the way that you can heal your Eldritch Cannon as an artificer.
Where...
It's pronounced artificer.
Fisher.
Artificer. Where do you see that?
It is the Create Eldritch Cannon spell description, which has a bunch of extra information about stuff that you can do with it.
Let me just take a look at that.
Yep. It's right after where it talks about its ability scores and AC and all that.
He's not picking it up. I do remember that when I was looking into it.
Okay, then go ahead and roll it. I'll keep taking a look at it.
Okay, I
Just
can,
roll
I
whatever
can send you a... Yeah.
No, I mean, it's... I trust you guys. I just want to read the wording on it. So go ahead and roll whatever...
And since that's a cantrip, it's a spell.
It is a spell. Roll a d20 first.
Okay. Okay, that's a 13.
13? Okay. Then go ahead and roll whenever...
2d6 is a 10.
So that takes it back up to full?
I don't... Let me... The HP for it's in a weird spot. It would take it to... Yes, I believe it would, actually.
So I think it did 10 damage to it.
Yeah. Actually, hold on. No, it's 1 point shy of full. So it's 54 out of 55, I believe. The tracking values changed somehow in D&D Beyond. I don't know why they changed, but...
Tracking?
Like, there's like a little current value for your cannon that's separate from your HP. It's like a use counter, basically, and for some reason it wasn't the same value that I remembered it being, but... I believe it should be at 55 now.
Alright, we'll go with that.
Yeah. Okay. And I will do a little copy pasta of the spell.
Trying to decide if Grelda would comment on the fact that we just picked up a fire robot dude and we just fought robots in a weird fireplace. I don't think she would, but she's thinking it.
I was turning, but he's not going to say anything yet.
Icky's just glad that they picked up his friend who has firebot stuff to deal with these bots.
Grelda almost got hit by several of those fire things, so she's a little more suspicious.
Icky is used to almost being hit by Gendrick's shit, so like none of this is weird to him.
Oh, yeah, it's in this paragraph right here.
Was the feather that you gave Tynan singed?
Maybe it had a little bit of singeing. I don't know.
Cool. No, that's fine.
They're like, how are we supposed to heal this? I don't know.
I'll add that to the description.
Works for me.
Just like some, not actually singed, more like a little bit of soot from other feathers that were singed.
It's like soot coating.
Soot frosted wet feathers.
The only other thing I was going to ask about was already determined about Geisten. I was curious about the brazier and the fire pit, but observing the mage hand, it's like you said, not really like something we've seen before. So I mean, that's how I would interpret that.
Mm-hmm. Would be a fair interpretation. What's up?
Dyson, is there anything you want to do with this fire? Check it. I mean, not that you're a fan of fire, but did you want to investigate the magic more? Anything you think we should be concerned about?
Yeah, not really. Obviously what was underneath the fire was pretty bad, but the fire itself seems harmless, as I can tell.
Okay. With that, Tarna starts walking towards the hall.
Icky will head that way too.
Did we actually take the short rest, or did we not?
No.
Okay.
You have not. All
Would
right.
anyone like to use that card? Is anyone's health low enough that they want to at least get one
Oh,
hit die?
Icky and Sanishi are at about half health.
Same.
And Icky's more hardy, though. Interestingly enough.
Sensing trepidation in his troops, Brennan turns around and says, "Plus, we should take a minute and heal up, maybe? Just rest? Just gather ourselves?"
Is a short rest 4 hours, John?
1 hour.
It's only 1 hour?
It's a full hour though.
Yeah, I just don't know, like, would Tarnan and Icky want to take an hour?
No, but I don't want anyone dying, and Tarnan is half dead as it is, and he hasn't used any healing on himself. Because he's kind of more focused about getting forward, making sure his troops get there too.
How do we break up watch on a short rest usually?
Short rest, you don't. Everybody's awake. You're just not doing anything.
All right.
You're just like you're gonna sit there for an hour.
Right? So
And if that hour is
leans
interrupted,
against the wall and just starts relaxing, listening.
Like Icky is like he's restless. He like to move forward, but if people are looking tight, like he would power forward were it only his own well-being. But if anybody else is looking like, oh yeah, I could really use a rest, I feel like Shinichi would kind of be in a similar boat of like, well, I mean, I guess we can rest if we really need to. If somebody else here needs to rest, okay, fine, and she'll like practice the flute or something.
Gendrick welcomes the opportunity to remove some of the shrapnel from his body, and looks around and sees a few other who also have some pieces of metal still sticking out of them, so he prefers to take a break, but he can still keep moving if needed. So.
As soon as Shinichi pulls out the flute, Frank gets back on his feet. Says, all right, we'll go.
well, all right. So you guys are sitting and taking a short rest. Everybody's just kind of chilling.
Yeah, sure.
Well, it sounds like we're moving forward.
Yeah.
All right, we're moving forward.
Yeah, there's the flute is a no-go, I think. So yeah.
All right.
Flute in a dark dungeon with unknown things down the hall, and she's gonna pull out a flute. Yeah, I'm moving.
And can someone who's at low health please use that card?
Sure, I'll use it. What's it do again?
You get to get all maximum hit die heal.
Whatever your hit die is.
Oh, I see. So it's like you use one of your available hit die and you get the max value.
And instead of rolling it, you just treat it as max.
I thought this was on a short rest, but it's not.
Oh,
it's
no.
just whenever. Okay.
Yep. So...
Oh, it's not on a short rest?
No, you just use it.
Oh. It's how many hit dice?
1. Right.
But you get to treat it as max. But instead of rolling it and getting what you roll, you get to the maximum. Yep. Whatever your hit die is, you get the max of it.
Yep.
Oh yeah, just healing surge.
So
maybe she'll use it then. She'll actually get the most out of it.
I would get a 12 out of it. I don't know what other people would get.
Yeah, I would get 8. So you're already half again what I would get.
However, even as damaged as I am, I still have 84 hit points. So like.
Sanishi would get 10.
Balls, you still have more than I can get.
Yes, exactly. That's why I was not really leaping forward to take it.
I'm taking it.
Okay.
Alright, so you're taking it?
Yeah, I'm taking it.
Alright, so you get the full 8.
Yay, 56. It's slightly less squishy now.
Slightly.
It might take Slasher twice to kill me.
Not if I roll like I did on that one.
I mean, yeah, maybe. Okay. I'm gonna resume sneaking toward. Would you like a new roll?
Is everybody else staying behind while you scout ahead?
Probably like 10, 15 feet.
All right, then yes.
Okay.
Give me another stealth roll.
That's better. 28.
All right. You do move with almost no sound. Don't know why it's not giving you vision, but that's all right. All right. You feel, as you step into the room, you feel a chill that's not quite enough to frost the floors and the walls, but it's certainly enough for you to be able to see your breath immediately upon entering it. The room itself contains 4 stone gargoyles at various points around the room, though you are unsure if they are guarding or waiting. All are turned to face you as you enter. Their unwavering gaze seems to be on you, even as their stone visage belays no movement as you move in. You do see a door at the southern end of the east wall. Similar to the double doors that you opened before, though it is a single door and it is closed.
And takes a step backwards. Turns to his group.
I just wanted to know, did the gargoyles actually turn to look, or did they?
No, they're all facing the entrance as Tarnan steps in. There is no movement that you can detect.
Thank you.
You guys remember that other cabin we're in? Didn't we have stone things come at us?
Stone giants?
Wasn't there like a trap where like the axes came down in one of the other caves that we were in?
Yes, that was at the bottom level of Thistletop.
I just
Yeah.
feels reminiscent with all of them staring at me. Alright, I'm gonna walk towards one looking for traps. Pressure plates.
Give me a perception check.
Oh. Up, 7.
7? Looks fine.
Huh?
Looks
That
good.
Doesn't seem trapped, and I
No.
walk right past it.
Okay.
Heading towards the one, the north one on the east wall.
Alright.
I'm checking the statue out instead of looking for pressure plates. Just kind of check it out, construction-wise, and markings, and gems or valuables.
Give me another perception check.
Okay. Ba-da-ba-da.
We should just all go in there and cast all of our spells.
Do
That's
we
a
want
great
to
idea. I'll
move
summon Greg.
closer to the people in the back? Do you want to move any closer in case something...
Oh yeah. If at this point, if Tarn has made it this far into the room and hasn't said anything to the rest of us, Icky has absolutely made his way in by now.
So the rest of
Yeah.
you would be in the room.
I would say, like...
Yeah, and then I guess if that's true, then these are stone gargoyles, correct?
As far as you can tell.
Then I would like to use stone cutting on them.
Alright, well...
See what I can see.
Okay, first... Tarnan, what'd you roll?
8.
An 8? You do see a extremely large, 4-armed gargoyle. Its mouth open in a what you would assume would be a growl. Its face is turned, and its eyes seem to be focused on the small hallway that you just entered through. There doesn't seem to be anything valuable about it. It is a very aggressive stance, but that's all you notice. And then, do you have to roll anything, Grelda?
I do. It's a history check.
Oh yeah, go ahead and give me a history check.
I'm going to give you creative
Okay.
inspiration, which does a flat +5 to that.
Oh, nice.
Or sorry, it's,
Alright.
let me use the real name. It's Flash of Genius.
Ooh,
Yes.
girls that could use that a little more often. It's gonna help because I do have a natural -1 on my history check. I do get to add double my proficiency bonus because of stone cutting. So let's see what happens. Oh, nice. So 13 plus 8, 21 plus your that you added is how much? I forget how much you add.
Plus 5, sorry.
Oh, 25?
25?
I think.
Alright. And what does stone cutting allow you to...
It's the history of it. So it's when you make an intelligence history check related to the origin of stonework, you are considered proficiency.
Alright, so as you, not touching, but get right up to this four-armed stone gargoyle, you notice that the composition of the stone is unlike anything that you've seen around this area. It is not native to this portion of Varisia, and this is not a type of stone you would have seen in anything other than the ancient Thessalonian ruins that you've seen. The giant bridge in Magnamar, Old Light in Sandpoint. Those are the only other things you've seen that use this same kind of stonework. Same kind of stone itself, as well as the type of work that is used on it. This is not something you've seen other than those two very specific instances.
I relay that, and to the people nearest me, it seems almost as if a tiny light bulb flashed above my head before I say it.
I wish I had detect magic right now.
Is it just me, or is the bottom almost half of the room colored differently?
Shadows.
That is just shadows, as opposed to being okay. That is a symptom of the program I used to create the map. That doesn't. I will tell you straight out. That means nothing. The way the map creator I use, the way the lighting works, it doesn't put like a roof on it. So I turned it to night to make it darker, and it put moonlight. I couldn't cut that off. So don't take that to mean anything beyond that.
Immersion shattered.
Yep. I can just go to spreadsheets. This is garbage.
I think the only way
So
that I can
what
get
you're saying is the moon is not shining in this underground cavern.
That is factually correct. So no werewolves.
Check for traps.
werewolves.
Werewolves. They're wolves.
Don, I'm gonna go to the door and check for traps.
All
I haven't
right.
pressed all the buttons in the room yet.
Give me an investigation check.
Investigate.
What was that?
14.
14?
Or 4.
That is. So you notice, again, it's the same kind of door that you had seen previously, just a single version of it. You can see that it would open inward. I'm sorry. It would swing outward from where you are to reveal whatever is behind it. As you're looking and feeling, you do notice a small shadow in the upper right-hand corner, just inside of the seam, and it's the same kind of thing you've noticed from like wire traps in the past. So it gives you the impression that if you were to open this door, something would trigger.
We'll trigger something.
You don't know what, you just have a feeling.
I would like to use sleight of hand to find. Well, I would like to look at it and then determine how, and then use sleight of hand to disarm it, or find a jam so that when I open the door, the triggering effect will not occur.
You can use a sleight of hand to disarm the trap.
Is Tarnan giving any indication to the rest of the group what he's about to do?
Well, no. unless you're watching. If you're watching me, it's pretty obvious that I'm putting out little piece of wire or random stone or a bent bolt and using it to jam something.
Alright, I will say, again, just the voice of God, the metagaming pigeon, whoo, whoo, look at your cards, whoo, whoo.
Yeah. So, if you go back to the Discord channel, we have a thing that says Skeleton Key. Use on a sleight of hand check to have advantage. Or take an automatic 20 if proficient in sleight of hand.
I'll take the automatic 20.
Whoo, that's what the cards are for, whoo, whoo.
Thank you.
Holy crap, I rolled a 20!
So, as unbeknownst to anybody else, anybody who glances at Tarnin just sees him kind of like palming the door, and then his hands kind of shoot up to the corner, and Tarnin, you begin to work with your thieves' tools, and you hear a click. And as you hear this click with your thieves' tools, everybody, especially Grelda, who is standing directly next to a gargoyle, you actually see the gargoyle like shift up and then settle down. All of its limbs, its mouth opens, its wings move. They all just shift up and then settle down, and you don't notice anything else from them.
I want the level up tune. I want the victory song from you were playing after we walked out. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, I'm over it.
That's creepy.
And I'll smile and open the door and say, someone else go.
Alright, in that case... There we go. Alright, then as you push open the door the rest of the way, you do see a hallway that has a looming ceiling 40 feet above. Tarnin, you notice that the walls are carved in long swaths of densely scribed runes. The seven-pointed star is repeated often in them. To the east stands an immense bronze door that bears a huge mirror-like silver inlay of this ubiquitous seven-pointed star that is easily 80% of the door itself.
I said, this is yours. You look at this one.
So after, as Geisen is being summoned, after seeing the whole gargoyle thing, Icky's just like, fuck this, and just goes right up to the door where that Tarnin just opened, and like basically like as soon as anybody else crosses that threshold, he's going right in that room.
And I'm gonna follow the exact path that Tarnin originally walked, that L shape. Like I'm not taking any chances as I move up.
Fuck you, crazy bastards. Okay, so Tarnin, as you push open the door and wave them by, like you wave and then you turn and just everybody's there, just like that. You barely even hear, like you hear some shuffling and then you turn around and the entire rest of the party is just like right behind you.
Zoinks.
I'm not sure which is more unnerving. Gargoyles or all of you suddenly being there.
Yes.
Dyson, I'm gonna let you look at this room.
Yeah, Geisen looks at the rooms, so they look familiar.
You have seen the general type of runes before. You can't read them right now, but you have seen this fashion of runes before, yes.
Use my comprehend languages.
Is that a spell or a ritual?
It's a spell, but I have an ability where I can just use it without casting it.
Oh, that's right. That does it cast it and not take a spell slot, or does it not cast it?
It doesn't use a spell slot, and it's not a ritual.
Alright, so you can use the spell without taking up a spell slot.
It's just an action casting time.
Alright. I believe that is still a spell. It just doesn't.
So D20.
Yes.
Seven.
So, all right. Then you do cast it, and as the spell comes into being, all of the runes turn into words that you can read in a language you've read before. It is Thessalonian. As you look around, it seems to be almost prayer-like, like meditative prayers, and it talks about the 7 lords of Thessalon and how each are living scions to the 7 virtues. And it does go into each virtue individually. Give me just a second. I thought I had this, but I didn't. It does. Nope, that's not what I was looking for. You see it take note of the different lords of Thassalon and mention charity and generosity, humility, kindness, love, temperance, and zeal, and how each of the lords was a living scion to one of these virtues.
My Little Ponies.
What was that?
Like My Little Ponies.
Shit, is this a My Little Pony prequel?
Shush! That was a surprise for the end.
Damn it!
You all permanently polymorph into anamorphic ponies.
Do I have wings?
Who's Applejack?
Come on, Bill. Friendship is magic.
You don't get treasure at the end. Treasure was the friends you made along the way.
Tarn's gonna kill us all.
But yes, that is what you see, Geisen. It is, like I said, these are written almost meditatively. It's not just A was the scion of love. It is almost with reverence that these are written. But the Sahedrin is very prominent before and after each of these prayers.
I relay this.
No dire warning, no only walk the left bricks or only step on the righteous path, nothing weird like that.
Says only the penitent man.
We named the dog
Penitent
Indiana.
man that pass? Penitent man. Penitent. What's that mean? Oh, I think we're scared because not a single one of us here is man.
What I will say, John, the names that it gives for each of these lords of Thassalon. I thought I had it up. There is, say this earlier. Alzinist, Alznist.
I suppose this is a handout you can share.
I can when I find it. I thought I had it, but it is not where it's supposed to be.
No worries then.
So, yeah. There we go. Alright. There we go. So, Alzinist was mentioned with kindness. Belimarius, which is Belimarius, was mentioned with charity.
Piety.
Krune, Krune, was mentioned with zeal. Sorshen, Sorshen, was mentioned with love. Xandergul, Xanderghul, was mentioned with humility. And Zuthia, Zutha, was mentioned with temperance. I'm sorry, not temperance, charity. And then Kurzog, Karzoug, was mentioned with temperance.
I thought Hilarious, whatever that one was. I thought that was charity. What was that one?
That's what I have in my notes.
Then, sorry. Again, I don't have the note in front of me, so I'm trying to piece this together from a couple. That one was humility, possibly, or generosity.
I had Xandergul as humility and Belarius as charity.
Then. All right, I will put out a sheet that sets that right.
Hope there's not a test on this later.
Oh, there is, and if you fail, all your characters die.
Well, we've seen the Kurzog before.
Yep.
There was a statue with a bow and a weapon.
He'd a jerk, isn't he? That and he the one that the purple robe bitch worships.
All you do is mention that and Tarnan gets all frustrated and angry again.
Is that the one that in the basement of Thistledown there was the stuff about?
Yeah, I got it next to Oric's name for the first time we met. So
yes,
and,
it was in
Alazinist
the.
is also mentioned in that same prig.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kurzog was the one that was speaking in the basement of Thistledown. The almost hologram projection that kind of repeated itself. And Kurzog mentioned Alazinist.
And we were also whatever, I can't remember the second slit snake lady, I believe, mentioned Kurzog specifically that he's the one who's trying to return to split Varissia into 7 kingdoms.
Yes, she did mention my lord Kurzog on a couple of occasions.
Yes.
And I think that was second snake lady was Lucretia. The first one was Zanisha.
These things sound accurate to me.
Well, as long as they sound accurate.
Oh yeah.
I gotta get at least part of this right.
Lucretia was definitely snake lady number 2. Cool. Yay notes.
I don't remember what was Absalon?
Absalon?
Yeah, I have Absalon, fake Aisha trip. Nothing? No, okay.
I'll wait for the sheet.
Aisha. Aisha was Alderman Foxglove's wife.
Yeah.
And they had said there was, because she had disappeared, somebody had been told that they had taken a trip to Absalom, her and Foxglove. And that was weeks prior to you going into Foxglove Manor, the haunted house.
Lich house.
Yes.
Won't burn. Still pisses me off.
Yes, that was Absalom was the location that Aldrin had said that they had gone on a vacation to, but you found out later that he had killed her. And that Zanisha had helped him become the Skinsaw Man. Yeah, it took a second.
But are there doors at the other end of the hall?
There is a single large door at the other end of the hall that like 80% of it is taken up by a Sahedron.
When you were listing off all those names and their spelling, I couldn't help but think
Not
of
that
that
any of you are
Star Trek
experts on
episode from
the,
Futurama with the
weird
blob
architecture
that
of this
abducts the crew,
place, but,
and they make him do like a Star Trek
any
like
thoughts on why the
fandom
ceiling
thing.
is so damn high in this room?
She's like, I think I've done enough conventions to know how to spell
I
myth.
guess I could look at the history of the stonework in the room if we'd like.
If somebody that's not me, because I have a horrible perception, maybe take a closer look at the ceiling.
I've got a +4, and I'm proficient. It's not helped me before, but I can try.
Well, you
Got
can
it.
absolutely
Plus
roll if you
five.
want.
Work on it together. Tell me about the stone.
Alright, I will do one. You want me to roll twice, or are you going to roll once and I'll roll once?
I'll roll once, you roll once.
You can roll if you want to.
19.
Oh!
Damn, Tarnan.
Alright, these guys love me. Yes, are awesome. Probably because Sean didn't tell us to do it, and he's not going to count.
No, I motioned for you to. As you kind of look closer at the ceiling, it seems to be the same kind of stonework and the same kind of polish as the rest of the areas you have seen so far. But you do see that basically every available inch of wall and ceiling is covered in these this scribing. So nothing other than sheer space for words gives you any clue as to why this ceiling is twice the size of any others.
When I looked at the runes, did that include the ceiling?
Yes.
Okay. Nothing you want to check out, Garrison? No magical inglings or whatever it is that you detect? Cool, on the door. We'll go to the door.
Taps.
I will check for
Trips.
Do the thing.
Tarnan has tippy taps?
Well, kind of.
All right.
What was it again?
Investigation.
So much wish that it was sleight of hand.
You want help?
Yes, I do. I do want help.
Yep. I can roll.
Go ahead and roll.
Sean, the rule on helping is still you have to be proficient.
You have to
in
be
order operate
proficient
this
in it in order to be able to help in it. So as long as I know Geisen is proficient in investigation.
Is -1 mean I'm proficient?
No, the little circle filled in means you're proficient.
11. I rolled very low.
Wow, we'll still go with his.
11?
I can flash of genius if I'm within 30 feet. I still have slots, so. Hey!
And we have an inspiration card. An advantage on your next D20 roll.
So does the flash of genius have to be before they roll? Or does it specify?
It says, when you or another creature you can see within 30 feet of you makes an ability check or saving throw, you can use your reaction to add +5 to the roll. Doesn't say before or after. So I'm fine either way, honestly.
If it says makes, I would allow that for after, because it doesn't specify before. So you can add that, and then yes, you could use the advantage on either of your two rolls since you did roll separately. So you just need to choose who you give that to, and then if you want to use that.
I guess you don't have a +2 or more.
I have +9.
That'll work. Let's do that. It's close.
24.
Okay, well, I already said I was going to use it, so it's a +5 to that.
Okay, so 29. Door looks good.
Nice. That's a door.
It looks like a door. It looks like a very nice, heavy, easily opened door, but you don't notice anything.
Well, easily open it then.
Is the door the new bridge?
No, because they didn't spend half the session looking at it.
I just like to look at all of the doors.
What? Jeez.
Oh, jeez.
Nice moonlight in this room.
Isn't there, though? It's still in beta. There's not a way to turn that off.
Put me forward about 10 feet so I can see most of the room.
I suppose there are any eels in here.
What was that?
I don't suppose there are any eels in here. Any moray eels, perhaps?
I would say the shrieking eels.
Because when the moon hits your eye like a
Big pizza pie.
that's
some more. Alright. As Tarnin steps in, this vast chamber might have once been a lecture hall. But now that the place is almost empty of furniture, save for a couple of tables lacking chairs to sit at. There are many 5-foot wide pillars, each carved with spiraling patterns of runes, rise up to support the 100-foot high ceiling. At the west end of the room, at the north end of the room, there is a dais that rises up about 5 feet above the floor. An iron-bound chest sits against that wall, open. Standing in front of it, facing away from you, is a figure in a long, flowing robe of deep purple. A matching purple hood over its head.
Fire.
Or you could shut up and let me finish.
Damn it.
Before I'm done describing the room you see before you act.
What?
Alright! Nope, you fire. Okay, everybody roll initiative. And you'll figure out what else is in there when we fight. Because Tarnin closed his eyes and shot his gun.
Oh, I didn't close my eyes.
So, I'm just going to go ahead and say let's use this Seize Initiative card right now. Whether or not all of it, the effects roll into the first turn is up to DM discretion. But if nothing else, it means we can add our proficiency bonuses to all of our initiative.
Well, there you go.
Good.
Even if he shot after he saw, wouldn't he still see
Well, he shot before he looked at the entire room. He saw a purple-robed figure and pulled out his hand crossbow and shot. So I will have everybody roll initiative with that particular bonus. Okay. And it is 11:15, so we probably not commence the battle this evening, but we will roll initiative. Hold on.
Or, you know, we could just do it next time.
Oh no! It has been stated.
Stand by it.
What it was called? All right. Okay, so what is the bonus that everybody gets?
Their proficiency bonus.
Proficiency bonus. All right. Sanishi.
Grand total of 17.
17. Grelda.
21.
21. Gendrick.
19.
Icky.
29.
Ooh. Geisen.
Yeah.
Roll a natural 20. So.
What was that? I'm sorry.
10.
10. And Tarnan.
Woof.
19.
19.
Right.
All right. Then that's where we will pick up next time.
Tarnin, you son of a
All
bitch!
right.